I just want y'all to know that y'all know that I advocate for men and you know that I love women. A year ago, we were talking about a gender war. A year later, we're speaking of marriage being an option. So we've come a long way. I know some of y'all might not see it that way, but that's exactly the way it is. And I'm going to continue to promote marriage because I happen to think that the nuclear family is the answer. Now listen, this is so funny because I got a whole group of people over here on the left saying she don't advocate for men. She don't advocate for men. No, I don't pander for men. I don't pander for men because you guys are our leaders. You are in authority. I gotta tell you what's good, but I gotta tell you what needs to be worked out too. But guess what else? It's really not my job to do so. I'm just paying attention. But our women, I'm all about you all. Y'all have the same thing I got. We actually think alike. So guess what? I'm going to make sure that you all are the best version of yourselves. If you want to be a wife, I want to be the example for you. Definitely. And we're going to be creating wives. We definitely are. So if y'all want me to pick a side, no. Someone actually told me the other day that, you're quite balanced. And I am. And I'm going to add balance to this platform because right now, y'all continuously want to have a gender war. And SB Nation is not about that. But anyway, if you wanted to follow someone that has balance, that wants to advocate for men and love on women, and we want to be the best versions of ourselves, you come on over to SB Nation, and that's exactly what we'll do, along with godly principles. We can't forget our Creator.
Yeah, baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruit, the brand, you can't move me. The music is man, it's a con job, but it's grand. I'm blessed with a great hand amongst many that stank. And yeah, it took some hard work, but blind luck play a huge role. And if they say that it don't, then they feeding you fool's gold. And if I know one thing, the truth's home. Even if it's a tough thing to swallow, an even harder thing to hold and truly know without a doubt while on the globe. Even though that seems inherent, it ain't always so apparent. Dangle carrot, you ain't always gonna get it. But don't worry, it's a pretty February in a year with more to carry and more days is yet to come. Under the sun, taking the ferry to the city where the moment's extra pretty, like the people, like the idea that I keep inside my brain that isn't equal to the real world. All that stress ain't saving me fear though. I swear to God I'm trying, but they pushing their demons down my esophagus, screaming the easy life, what I want always. Praise made up holidays, tell me that love is the answer just to boost this economy. Buy more, sell now, but I ain't following. I ain't a hollow man, I'm fuller than fall winds. Take it all with a tall grin, and if you feel it, do it with me. And just sing what the song says. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so big. So big, so big, so big. Take it all for what it is. What it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. It ain't all so big. It ain't all so big.
Hey y'all, it's me, SB.
Dearly beloved.
How y'all doing tonight? It is Monday, y'all. Y'all know what happens on today. Y'all know me and Black Men go do our thing. We've got an outstanding show planned for you guys. It's YouTube real or just entertainment. We're going to get into it in just a little bit. But for now, I'm going to bring my Black man up and say hello and catch up with him. Hello, sir. How are you?
What's going on, security boss? How are you today? You look lovely as usual. How are you?
Well, thank you. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. And how are you, sir?
Man, I'm sunshine, partly cloudy. I'm peacock proud, honeymoon happy to be here today.
Peacock proud and honey. What? Say that one more time.
Peacock proud and honeymoon happy to be in the building in SB Nation today. It's always good to be in the nation of love and marriage and family.
I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I hear you. Got my hair all messed up a little bit there. What's going on with you? I ain't talked with you, interacted with you all day long. What is wrong with you?
Man, listen, security boss, it's been a lot going on lately. We'll talk about it if we go around the world for just a little bit. But it's a lot been going on, security boss. And if you've been watching my channel, we tried to bridge the gap, and the gap got wider. We talk about it in a minute.
We got to talk about that because that's kind of like where the show is coming from today. But before we get into it, before we go around the world, let's say hello to a few people because they in here, they loving on us and we're loving on them.
Absolutely.
And I got a social appreciation to some of the people. I got some outstanding comments this past week. I got some people hating too, but you know what? I said something in my intro, my intro to the show. I'm not, I don't pick sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead down the middle. It don't even really matter to me. I'm trying to bridge the gap like you are because I really, really want people to be couples. Right. I want men to love women and women to love men. Right. So we've had about how many years of who's right and who's wrong? How many years we've had of that, Black man?
Ooh, decade.
So I'm no longer interested in who's right and who's wrong. We're just trying to make everybody better.
Okay.
So we need to keep that in mind. So anybody, if you're in the live, you coming in, make sure you give us a thumbs up. I am Security Boss. This is Black Men Unfiltered. If this is your first time here, welcome to SB Nation. But make sure you go over to Black Men's Unfiltered channel. Follow him. We're trying to bridge the gap.
Mm-hmm.
We are. But I want to tell my people something. Those who are listening that may not be in the comment section. SB don't pick sides. I don't pander. So if you're not hearing exactly what you want to hear, continue to listen. You'll get it. You'll get it. Men are in authority. Women should follow. They need to respect and they need to love. Mm-hmm. We need to understand that. There's no longer a war, especially not at SB Nation. We're looking for solutions now. So we need to get to solutions. Today's show topic is YouTube real or just entertainment. I'm not here for entertainment purposes. Now I will give you a money line. I might give you something good to look at, but I'm not playing jokes with your mind. So, but Black man, before we get started, let's say hello to a few people.
Absolutely.
Edward, how you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Miss Bria, what's up? Ruckus, it's good to see you. Tony, hello. Good to see you. Steven Day, how you doing? I hadn't seen you.
My boy Steven.
I know I hadn't seen Steven. It's good to see you. Nurse Fancy, T. Shaw. Listen, I am so glad that you guys are here. Thank you for being here. Fat Boy for Life. What's going on with you, Fat Boy? Fat Boy said, I'm 45 years old. I got this going. I got it, SB. I'm giving you thumbs up. Ronan, hello. Scam, it's good to see you also. What Miss Nurse Fancy? Oh, Dr. Steele, what's up with you? Nurse Fancy, what you talking about over here? She said, I need all of you to check your DMs the next couple of days. I have some important health information coming your way. They want our organs. Nurse Fancy, you need to plug us in. Let us know what's up. You know how to do it. Mr. Stewart, excuse me. Mr. Jimmy, hello, how are you? Big Bad Bull, it's good to see you, baby. You've been showing out, man. Brother, you've been out there. Kimberly, hello. Take heed to the message. It's good to see you. Clement, hey, what's going on? It's good to see you.
What's up?
No filter, fine. I like that. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm glad to see you here again.
Oh, Kimberly, that's so sweet.
What did Kimberly say?
She said, my mom passed 4 years ago, SB. You remind me of her. Love listening to you. Your podcast is very important to young women, especially me, since my mom is gone.
Kimberly, you have just blessed me. Thank you, Kimberly. Wow. Listen, this is the reason why. Listen, I got some. Dre, it's good to see you. Listen, let's just take a minute and just read these two comments that I have. I think Mr. Boss got them aside. And Kimberly, you have ushered us into this time. And I appreciate you so much for that, because so often I get such pushback. I don't even know if I'm doing the right thing or not. But when people give me those type of reports, I feel so good about it. I just want to go harder, stronger, be a better person myself. And, this one right here was written by someone by the name of Black. And on this, I don't know Black what, but this Black. He says, "You are saving young women's lives." I am an older single woman. She said this. "I am an older single woman and I am poor with broken health. A marriage may not have worked, but at least I should have tried. Please don't stop. With the Lord's help, you can." I can't see it. Anyway, there we go. Leave right there. Leave right there. "With the Lord's help, you can save other women from my fate." Did y'all hear that? This is an older woman who did not get married. She was uncovered, or she has been uncovered her whole life. She has broken health and she's by herself.
My Lord.
And she's telling me to continue to saying what I'm saying, because women need to understand that you don't want to be her in your older age. She said, "Please don't stop." Put an exclamation on the end of it. So she did it with an urgency, is the same as I explained it. There's an urgency about this. And she said she didn't even try. At least I should have tried. Wow. Black, if you're out there and you're listening, thank you so much for this. I am not going to stop. I am going to continue to push marriage and have the idea that women need to be covered. I'm going to continue to explain to them in smaller settings on how important they are and the role that they play in this whole thing. I am. But I thank you so much for sharing, because I think more people, period, need to hear what you're saying or what you just said. You are a woman saying it. I don't know exactly what a man would say, but I just appreciate you. We got one more, and then we're going to get into it around the world with Black men. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. He's going to get that one pulled up for us. So the next one was good also, and I think he just pulled it up. Oh, anyway, Black men, go ahead and take. Okay, here it is.
You got it.
He had it up and he took it down. But anyway, Black man, go ahead and take us on to where Mr. Boss finds that other comment that we can share.
Yeah, I happened to go to church on Sunday, and on Sunday, my pastor said that we should send prayers out to the guy who deleted his family. And I had to look it up. I was like, man, let me go. The guy took his family out, his wife and his kids. He left the home. The news reporter came. It was a crime scene. He came back and shot the news reporter. Yeah, that was tough.
I didn't hear about this, Black man. Where was this at?
I think this was Orlando, Florida. I think it was. Yeah, my pastor brought it up Sunday at church. I didn't know anything about it either. I was like, wow.
And he deleted himself also?
No, he's in jail. They arrested him.
Okay, oh wow. But he did delete his whole family and the reporter. Wow.
It's tough. It's tough. Also, I think there's another war brewing in the ocean out here. Of the right for children to decide if they want to be who they are. We just seen Dwayne Wade's mother fight, and she just ran out of money. And now her son is able to become Zaya legally, birth certificate, social security card, complete gender change. So
how old is this child now? How old is he?
13, I think.
Oh God. You know what? That is a real scary. You don't know people's purposes for being here. I mean, we know it was supposed to be, but we don't know how it plays out. But it is very scary to me that two women, a man and a woman, would allow a 13-year-old, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but to allow him to alter his body. Oh, he's 15. Thank you, Johnson, for more. He's 15 years old. They're going to allow him to go into major surgery and alter his body.
His real mother fought security boss. She fought. She said, "That's my baby. He was born a boy. He needs to stay a boy. He don't need to have no search." She fought, but she just don't have the money that him and Gabrielle have. She don't have all the millions and millions of dollars.
But it's almost like they don't even think that this could go bad. You know what I mean? This could
Man.
go. This is major surgery, and I've heard what they actually do. We're gonna have to tune into Nurse Fancy to ask her to give us a little more clarity on it. But the things that I hear that they have to do to change a young man to a woman is wow. But anything. But
Remember,
still,
remember I told you my daughter's in school, and she shared the video with me of the surgery. I sat and watched it from beginning to end with my daughter. It's a security boss. They'll take a man's. I'm not going to talk about them. They'll take a man, and they completely. It's like artwork to those doctors, and when they're done, it looks like nothing happened.
But see, this is my question. This is something I always thought about, because I mean, like, we changing all the exteriors and we can do that. But what runs in you, the DNA, the chromosomes, the things that God created you to be, that didn't go anywhere. We can't get rid of that.
Exactly.
So isn't that, whoo, and you know
walking
something?
around, you walk around looking like a man, but internally you're still a woman.
Or you are internally a man and looking like a woman.
Exactly.
And then, your body is going to be in turmoil each and every day, fighting each other. That's why the infections are there, because the infection is saying there is something wrong, and it won't go away because inside I'm one thing and on the exterior I'm something else, and we fighting each other. Now you've gotten rid of my body part. I guess if he were to keep his penis, then he may be okay. But since he's taking that away, his body is going to be roaring against each other the whole time.
Taking hormones and
trying to suppress what's in there innately, what grew you up. It's impossible. Like, man, if we remove what they call supplications, if our body has pain and we remove the problem or the supplication, your body will heal.
Right.
Because that's how God designed us to do. We can heal on our own. Your body can do that. Now, so listen, there was and I think I talked to you about it. You and I might have looked at it. There's a young lady. Can I call her? There's a young man who was a young lady. I think I'm saying it correctly, who actually went through the surgery, and he goes on to talk about how many infections he's had and how sick he's been since the time that he actually did it. He's an adult man now. He's older. You know what I'm talking about? Didn't you and I talk about that before?
Yeah, and he did an interview with the guy, and he was like,
yes.
he don't even know if he'll live to see 40.
Yes.
Because of those surgeries. Help us, Lord.
So you know what? I just don't think a mama and a daddy could actually. I mean, something ain't right. Something is not right. There's no. It's dressing up is one thing, but when you're talking about altering and trying to suppress what is in you, it's in us. It's nothing. Okay. All right. So listen.
What's in you is in you, as security boss. And to add to that, I've been having a few shows lately, trying to bridge the gap as well. For men to come together collectively, no matter what you believe or what I don't know if you've been watching Security Boss.
Wait,
I don't know if you've been watching.
I did not watch a show on Friday night. Tell me a little bit.
All right. So on Friday, we talked about our black men being emasculated.
Excuse me.
And
I know it's allergy season.
Yeah, bless you. And we were talking about Mr. Majors, who was on the front of the Ebony,
right?
Smooching his lips with a pink fur jacket on his back. And then we were talking about the picture with Rihanna, where Rihanna, it shows that Rihanna's leading him. He's holding the baby, and he's behind her, and she's leading him basically in the picture. And yeah, that conversation, it got real personal, because we had all walks of life on the panel. We had straight men, gay men, angry men, balanced men, religious men, non-religious men on that panel, and yeah, it got a little rough. It got rough.
Did y'all walk away with any understanding or solution?
We walked away with some understanding, but the majority of it, no. I mean, I think that it was a couple of clashes because of I think it was because of what people believe. I think that some men are like, hey, listen, it is emasculation. It is when you make a man who has been dominant in the Hollywood spotlight for a short period of time. He's been killing. This boy got 15 movies coming out, and all of a sudden you take that man that the women are just drowning over, and then you put him in pink and lace, and you put him in women's boots and tights and all this other stuff, taking pictures of him. I think, a lot of men, a lot of people don't think that's emasculation, but I mean,
Well, it definitely looks that way, but he just sold himself out for $1. That's all.
mhm. Yep.
Because in his mind, he's saying he go get him a woman. He gonna have several of them, and this
Mhm.
ain't nothing but a show. So I don't know what y'all tripping for. If you were to ask him,
Right.
there's been several men that put on a dress for $1, and you talk to them right now, they be like, I don't know what y'all tripping for. I'm a man, and nobody can change that. This dress ain't gonna change it.
Exactly.
This powder pink lipstick ain't gonna change it. They just gave me $5 million to do what they wanted me to do, and I did it. Now, he has no real connection with what it's doing to people that are watching and the influence that it has. He has no
Right.
connection. It's just all about that money that he's making.
Yep.
And that's what it was about to him. He's got, I don't know how much they paid him, but they paid him, don't you?
Oh yeah, they paid him. Yeah.
You know what? We learned today that they paid Beyonce $24 million to come over to, is it the Bahamas or the DR for an hour and a half show?
Wow.
$24 million.
Wow.
Do you
Yeah.
not think these people would do whatever they want to do or do whatever somebody is saying for less than that?
That's tough.
So that goes to what we're saying. YouTube, real or just entertainment. But listen, before we get in that, let's read this other comment that I had, and then I'm gonna do these super chats, and we're gonna get right into it because Black man, you just ushered us into it because you said I had some good men, some good men, some bad men, some angry men. We got to talk about this because we're here on YouTube. We are content creators. Are we real or just entertainment? This is we be dealing with some real issues. But before we get started, let me read this. And this is another reason why we're doing this. I did a show, and I always say that the two things that women look for in men are security and stability. And she says here, yes, all of that. I have been married 70 years. We women need at least those things from our men. It made my man husband, I can't see husband material to me. I can't see it. Black man, can you see that better than, it's a little far away for me. Wait, no, what? I got it. I'll read it on the other monitor. Here we go. We have had our ups and downs. I have trusted and followed his plan at the same time. I was questioning his plan. Following was easy, so I had to learn how. Now I understand. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now she understands. So in other words, he offered her the security and the stability. It was hard. They've been married now 17 years. We got to have that. It made my man husband material to me. It made it real for her. It was hard along the way, but now she's following the plan and now she understands. So what she's saying is, I actually know now my role as a wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's saying. It ain't all been happy, but he gave her the security and the stability she needed to be comfortable in doing what it is she needed to do.
Right.
And that's what we need to understand. That's what we need to understand. All right. So anyway, let's get to it. Let's read these super chats, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the topic of tonight. Mr. Gray, hello. How are you? He says judgment will come against the California for what they allowed the Wades to do. Oh, so in other words, before we get through with that, did they change some laws in order for them to do this? What is the
Yes.
law now?
Where a child has the right to have that lifestyle and that surgery, that altering thing. California is leading in kids making their own decisions and to do what they want to do.
He says,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
for a brief second here, just if I can. Look at what's happening, Security Boss. Every child in America, almost 98% of children have cell phones. They've changed the laws where a child has their own privacy now. So now now you can't download apps to your children's phones to watch their phones because they had the child has to approve it. Now they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on Snapchat, and these kids can see anything at any time. And there's a guy that just came out with a TV show, I think it's an internet show, where he goes and tell parents, I'm going to reach out to your daughter and I'm going to have your daughter meet me in the middle of nowhere in the park. And I'm going to show you who your daughter is. And he actually texts them for 3 or 4 days. The parents are watching. They said, no, not my child. And the little girl said, I'm on my way. I'm around the corner. I just left the house. My mom and dad's not here. And the mom and dad is just waiting over there in the corner. And she goes up to the guy, hi, 13 years old. This man's 25. And the parents come out, what is wrong with you? Why are you?
Listen, I don't want to derail the show, but let me get done with Clements. I don't want to derail the show, but I gotta say something about this. But Clement goes on to say, hell, they're gonna have hell to pay. Black Men Unfiltered, check your email. There have been an agenda since 1987. I want to know exactly what he's talking about. You don't have to do it now, but we're gonna talk about that, because if this has been in the making, then we all should know. Machine, hello, it's good to see you. SB, facial expression. Your facial expressions when you show up. Hey, listen, I tell everything on my face, Machine. So I'm trying to work on it, but thank you so much for your super chat. AL, how you doing, AL? If they paid you $24 million, would you take that pic? Me? Okay, you got to see that, but it was a woman. It was a woman. So I would look like when you saying, would I dress up like a man and take a picture? I don't know. I can't see myself, but no, I wouldn't sell myself. Money ain't everything to me. I've already told y'all money is easy. I ain't talking about prostitution either. So,
you know they're saying.
No, they be like, SB, that's
Security Boss promote prostitution.
SB selling something over there. She said, it's easy. So I got y'all. I ain't gonna let y'all clip.
She got that Maserati. Hey, you know what they're gonna say? She got that Maserati because she's selling that body.
That's right. They be like, clip. Yeah, she said it. Not today. Anyway, Dr. Steele, thank you so much for your $5. AL, you almost got me, AL, but I got you. Dr. Steele, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He says, all the content creators I listen are real, but sometimes we need some laughter. Shout out to the Scam Likely for providing that on his platform. Actually, you are so right, and I agree. Thank you for that. But listen, I got him, Black Man. He was trying to set me up. No, listen, money is easy, and it's not by way of prostitution. You could just, there's ways to, make money. But Black Man, what you think? YouTube real or just entertainment? But before we go, I don't want to leave that comment because it's something about what you said about all the kids having a cell phone. Now, Black Man, I am not going to hold them children responsible. I'm all about holding grown folks responsible. I got to go back to the parents, because your child ain't got to have no cell phone if they don't have a car. If you got to take your child everywhere she goes or he goes, or if a bus or some kind of other transportation other than themselves is taking them somewhere, you do not have to have, that child doesn't have to have a cell phone. Actually, I don't even see the need in one. It was such a big argument, I'm not going to lie to y'all, between me, my mom, my husband, and my daughter. Because my mom wanted to slide her in a cell phone, and we said, no, not until you're 16. But she still wanted to slide her one in that she could use on the weekend, like, don't tell them, that kind of stuff. Wow. But I'm going to tell you what happened. She got hers, because I'm going to tell you what happened. Back then, they used to have free nights and weekends or whatever, starting at a certain time or whatever. Little girl didn't know nothing about using no cell phone, talking about my daughter. Ran it up to like $200 or $300. Then grandma figured it out. Oh yeah, you're right. She probably didn't need no cell phone. What's she doing one anyway? We told you this is not acceptable for a young girl. We take her everywhere she goes, or you take her everywhere she goes. She's not any time away from us at this point in her life. I think it might have been 12 years old, 13, something like that. So I'm charging these parents not to get their kids these cell phones. They ain't got to have them. We got to take something back and be like, no.
Yeah, and the thing is, having my own kids, the thing that you notice of being around a lot of kids, a lot of the parents are, when we have small groups, a lot of the parents are concerned because they telling their kids, you're not getting a cell phone till you're a certain age. Let me tell you what's happening. Stop the one lady told us, stop giving your kids, when you tell your kids they can't have a cell phone, stop giving them an allowance as well. And I'm like, why would you stop giving them an allowance?
Because they're going to get one on the
Because the
side.
other kids
Mm-hmm.
who have cell phones will go home and get their cell phone, and they'll or either go to the store and buy one with their money, and they'll bring it back to your child that's already turned on. Your child paying a little $10 fee or $15 fee from this, and they got phones and they hid them. They got them hidden in their book bags and their shoes at night. I mean, it's just so many ways to get technology in your hands. It's ridiculous.
It is. And guess what else they doing? Some of them kids got plugs. You know what plug is, right?
Mm-hmm.
The drug man. They're
Yep.
having the drugs delivered to the house or
Yep.
to the school or wherever they at. It's too much. We got to take back some control if you got kids of that age. It's too much access. It's too much. It's taking our kids out of here. At 6 years old now, six-year-olds now are being sexually assaulted and carrying guns to school to shoot their teachers. We ain't learned nothing yet. 6.
And security boss. Let me throw this in there before we move on. They also have a new book out for kids from the ages of 3 to 7. Guess what the name of the book is? KBCs.
I don't even want. We're not getting ready to promote that. Let's move on. Black man. AL had a comment for you in there. He said, "Would you?" Where was it at? AL. Black man, read that.
Black man, would you take the Jonathan Majors pics? You know what? I will go to that photo shoot, but I will be in control of it. I'm not wearing nothing. What you bringing out here for?
What you mean
No,
you ain't
sir.
wearing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not wearing what he had. No, absolutely not. I'll be controlled. I'm here. You won't take pictures of me. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, and it ain't gonna be that.
You ain't getting paid for that, black man. They
Yeah,
paying
grown
you.
ass. I'm a grown.
Rent.
Oh, well, bye.
All right, then. All right. Say it.
Yeah,
Say
I'm
it.
not. No, ain't nobody finna sell themselves out to be no. Ain't we.
Ooh, gosh. Clement Gray says, thank you so much, Clement, for your $5 super chat. He says, Stephen Darby's message in Trans Revealing of Lucifer. Oh, go to 55-minute mark and you will get the Gay Manifesto written in 1987. It's a must listen, SB.
You also got to go listen to If I Were the Devil as well.
A
It's the same thing.
manifesto for being gay.
Yep.
Wow. All right, listen. Here we go. YouTube real or just entertainment? Okay, so black man, we have given like 4 or 5 examples just a moment ago about things that we have seen on YouTube or have heard through YouTube, and just people that are tuning in to YouTube. Over here, for me as a content creator, I'm like what Dr. Steele has said. I do want a little entertainment, but understand that the message or the examples I'm giving are real, totally real, totally real. There are people out there that actually need and support us. They don't know they need us, but when they hear something that we say, they comment back, just like Black did and said, please continue to talk to the women because I'm single and alone and I've been this way all my life. Now my health is broken and I'm not doing good. Please continue to talk to them. So that's a real thing. But the one thing I question, you tell me though, do you think it's real or just entertainment?
I think if you look at the number of people on YouTube, billions of people are on YouTube. They're either watching it or they're partaking in the content or creating content. So yes, it's good. You're going to have channels that are real, like yours. And then you'll have channels that are for pure entertainment. You'll have channels where people just go on there to laugh, talk, fuss, fight, argue for hours. And I think that's how some people make a living.
Well, let's talk about that. Do you think it's possible for the people like those channels you mentioned that fuss about stuff for hours? Is that entertainment that is disguised in something real? Or should we see it the opposite around?
It depends on the channel, because if you know the reputation of a channel, if a channel is always coming on and oh yes, they about to get at it, then you already know, okay, this is for entertainment. But some panels, people come on that don't know each other and they have different perspectives and they clash. So that's the difference. Like some panels are real. They are having real conversations. They do get passionate and they do get, aggressive about what they believe, and they stand in their own square and they don't move. So yeah, some of it is real, and a lot of it is fake as well. I mean, not fake. A lot of it is entertainment as well.
What if I told you that I happen to think, now y'all gotta slow down and hear what I'm saying. I kind of happen to think that it's all real.
Hmm.
If
Okay.
you can hear what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
Even if I'm not delivering a message that can help you, I think that it's still real. Like when
Mhm.
people argue and they debate, like on your show on Friday, we had people who, you said you had men that were angry. That was real.
Yeah.
You had men that were who knew and understood. That was real. You know, I just think sometimes we don't want to accept what we want to say that it's entertainment because maybe we don't agree with it. But I
Right.
really think people are playing their part as who they are. I don't know, you know, it could be some people somewhere where they come in as a totally different person than they really are in real life. But I don't know about that. I'm beginning to think that's not the case. I think people actually show up exactly who they are.
Right.
Exactly who they are. And guess what? There you go, Pirate King Reviews. He said, if it exists, it's real.
Mm.
If it has a real aspect to it. But
It
unless,
does.
like I said, unless somebody shows up and they like saying, like right now, if you found out tomorrow I'm actually a man, you'd be like, what the heck, right? But I'm a real person. Even I'm real. It's a real thing that I'm delivering. It's a real, I'm a real content creator. My message
Right.
that I'm sending is a real message, whether you agree with it or not. It's very real. So that brings me to this question. Are we doing well? You said some are for entertainment. I don't think we confuse the entertainment
Right.
shows with being real. Or do you think we do?
Sometimes we do. I think because it even goes if you want to pour over into media. You know, look at like Housewives of Atlanta. That's entertainment, right?
You
And
think?
you have some show. Oh yeah,
Now
absolutely.
tell me why you think it's entertainment.
Because the reason the Housewives and all these other stuff, Love and Hip Hop is entertainment, is because they okay. So when they go to fighting and arguing and fussing and all this other stuff, they know that that creates ratings.
Right.
So what they do is they'll stop the camera, position these people right, action, go back to work, like go back to your argument, right? It's all some of it is scripted, but a lot of it, like okay, let me give you an example. The show Cheaters was entertainment. People was laughing every week, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know for a fact that those shows are absolutely 100% scripted.
Cheaters.
Yep.
So
Those
when they fight and hit each other upside the head, is just made up.
is made up.
Mm.
Let me tell you why. A long time ago, when I was a young man, I was at work and I was clowning. That's when I first moved to Dallas. I was clowning. I was at work, having everybody laughing. And one of the guys came through and he said, "Hey, bro, listen, I got an opportunity for you." I said, "What's an opportunity?" He said, "Are you an actor?" I said, "Man, I can do pretty much anything." He said, "Okay, I got you. I'm going to send you this address. Once you going to meet with this guy." Cool. I get there, I walk in the door. It's nice up in here. I walk in, there's a big old cardboard cutout of Joey Greco.
Okay.
I walk in, he come in, he said, "Hey guy, I heard a lot of great things about you. I have the role here for you. This is who you'll be playing. This will be your name. If you agree, you have to sign the NDA." I said, "Okay, cool. This is how much you'll be getting paid. This is the car you'll be driving. We'll supply you with the car. Here's the money to take the young lady out on the date." I said, "Okay, cool." And I did it. I filmed the whole show. I did 3 days. You know how they show day 1, day 2, day 3? I did 3 days. I changed clothes 3 times.
Wow. But black man, that's a little bit different. Think about where we are. Think about these platforms and things that we do. Think about the comments I just made. Think about the comments and the conversations. Think about how serious people take what we say as an advice, or they look to you to be someone that they're going to follow, or whatever.
Hmm.
How should we be? How should we be moving in these spaces, knowing that there are people out there that think that you are very serious? They think that Black Man Unfiltered, and your channel is, but I'm just saying, I'm telling you that I feel this though, this is more real than entertainment. Now, we may have some moments that we have to keep people engaged. This is true. But what we do and what we say, for the most part, and I'm speaking for myself now, is very real. the message that I'm sending to women to be covered is not a joke.
Right.
There's
Exactly.
nothing entertaining about it. It's actually in a time and place where somebody needs to hear it, and it's an urgency about it. So when I hear people say, oh, YouTube is entertainment and the information is not real, that is not true.
Yeah. And some of the things you'll hear is people saying, well, we're on YouTube right now, but what about in real life?
Exactly.
And I'd be like,
Exactly.
you know what? I can agree with you because I hate to hear that. Like, this ain't real life. It is real life. There are men out there in the streets that are angry at women for being broken. There are women out there that are sleeping with a tremendous amount of men. That is true. There are men out there that are overprotective of their children, or angry, or angry about a divorce, angry about a breakup. There are men who are violent. There are women who are violent. There are women who are being essayed. There are men who are being essayed. All these things that we talk about on YouTube, yeah, it's absolutely real. So yeah, I would change my viewpoint on that because I see it differently now. Because I get upset when I hear people say, "Well, this is YouTube. What about real life?" No. It's real life because people are coming on here to voice what they feel or what they've been through.
Not
So yeah,
only that, you get upset because you have a position that you have taken as a
right.
Black man. You see women that are out of order. You have a position. Your feelings are very real.
Yeah.
You calling women out for doing things that masculine, being single moms. What are you doing right now? That's not fake, Black man.
No, it's not.
It's not fake. So
Nope.
I hate when we say these things because it is not entertainment, as far
Right.
as we go, and it is real. And we talking about real people. We are real.
Right.
And I hear all the time, y'all do know, like you just said, y'all do know YouTube ain't real. I'm thinking, what part about it ain't real? Help me out. Entertainment is entertainment. But when
Right.
you start talking about fake to real, what are we actually talking about? Because it is really real, and people come here looking. I even remember looking at your show one night, and a young man pal came up and he said, "You know what? You help me if I'm wrong, Black man." He said, "I was about to delete myself. I was
Yep.
really thinking about it. Either he said it the day before or that day,
That day.
but that
He-
day."
Mhm.
And he said, "I found y'all up here talking, and I decided just to listen in." He said, "I was drinking my beer. Am I right?"
Exactly. You're absolutely correct.
So that particular night, y'all had no idea who that man was.
Saved his life.
Saved his life. Saved his life. And I'm just saying all this because I'm telling individuals that this is more real than you actually think.
Mhm.
And when I share what I share and what Black men share, that night, that man was like, I was like, oh my God, is he serious?
Yeah.
He said
He
his
came in
mama
hot.
died. He said
Yep.
his mama died. I can remember this man. I don't remember him as now, but I remember what he said.
Mhm.
He said, my mama died, and I was really getting ready to take my life. And I was drinking a beer and I saw y'all and I decided to come up.
Mhm.
And y'all were like, huh?
He came in cussing everybody out,
Oh,
and
going
then
off.
going off, and then then we all, like, we in the back chat like, okay, sum up. And then we end up talking to him, and then he just broke down and said, I was about to take myself out until I overheard you guys on YouTube talking.
So I'm just saying all this because I just think that we're always wanting to do this gender war thing, right? And I think sometimes I'm thinking about it like this is a game, because I hear the it's the way people go back and forth. To me, it's just so small. It's small because this is a big
Right.
issue. And
Right.
I don't think that women or men are showing the type of empathy or compassion that we need to have for each other to move forward. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and I've been saying this for like the last month almost. I'm at this crossroads because I don't understand this. Y'all think this is a game. This is not a
Mhm.
game. When I'm telling you, ladies, that this is your life may be dependent on how well you move and understand your role as a woman or as a wife.
Right.
You need to understand this. But I still feel like they think it's a game because as soon as, we always fighting. It's always a war. It's always, someone's always fighting. Let me cut your head off. This, and this. Because in their mind, it's entertainment.
Right. And people keep saying this as well. It's the same old talking points, and people keep talking about the same old things. Just like they say, outside of YouTube. You know, those people are rioting. Those people they're loud. They always got something to say. And you know, Martin Luther King, it is Black History Month. Martin Luther King said something. He said, rioters are people who create chaos, or the people who are unheard. And think about it. There's a lot of men out here who drive up in their driveway every day and sit in their car for an hour because they don't know what wife they're going to walk into. And they'll click on their phones and see Security Boss on, or Black Men Unfiltered, or any other content creator. They'll see you on, they'll sit there and just watch you. And you could be the calm that they need before they go into the house. I mean, I don't know. Security Boss, you just got two powerful messages to yourself. Black, shout out to Black, for saying that. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
absolutely. But I'm just saying it's so much bigger than that though, because we got to move forward, Black man.
Yeah.
It's time to move forward, and it's not entertainment. But I'm just like, how do we shake it up? Not necessarily shake it up, but how do we
Right.
move forward with the message that it's a real message, y'all? I understand that the gender war looked like it may have been tit for tat or what have you, but it's a real spiritual thing. It really is.
We wrestle
So
not against flesh and blood.
when are we gonna move forward? And like someone just said, we have an echo chamber. Everybody talking about the same old talking points, like you just said. This is I don't want to talk talking points. I want to move forward, but I need your help, Black man. Not saying that you don't, but I'm just saying what we need some answers. We need to be able to combat this entertainment factor.
You know what's amazing? That people will say what you just repeated in the chat. Somebody would say, same old talking points, echo chamber. But these shows have 300, 400, 1,000 people watching at one time.
Say it again. How many?
Some that start low. 100, 150, 200, 300, 1,000 people watching at one time and watching for hours. There are people in the chat saying, "Oh, I needed this. I'm working out. Oh, I needed this. It's midnight. I thought I was gonna be here just watching TV at the gym. I needed this. Y'all got me over here laughing. Thank you for helping me get through my workout session today. Right? I'm at the hospital. I'm a nurse. Thank y'all for helping me get through my shift."
But you know what though? Kevin Samuels himself, someone left me a comment earlier today when Mr. Boss put this out, and they said that Kevin Samuels himself said he changed his whole platform to make it entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you just hear what I said?
Yep.
He made it entertainment. Do you know how many people? He had 1 million plus followers, right? So 1 million plus followers gravitated to an entertainment platform.
Yep.
And are now living their life through entertainment. Is that what y'all want me to believe? Could I say that? Is that where we are? Is that true?
Now I think that Kevin may have said that, but what he was saying was absolutely real too. He was saying some things, not every you're not going to agree with 100% of what he says, but some things that he said about men and women, he was right.
Absolutely. That
your women who are single moms should grow up, help their kids grow up to be productive people before they go out and date again. Would you want your son to date you with these layers of trauma and things that you're going through? Would you want your son to date you? Like different stuff like that. He said, this is what men want. And if you can't provide that, you won't have a man. Get a dog, die alone. All them things he said was real.
That's my point. But that's what I'm saying. You got 1 million people that listen to that and follow that, and you would say that it's entertainment because you say he said that. I didn't know he said that. Right. I thought he was really, in my opinion, helping individuals to work some things out. For women, right, letting them know, look, we got to work on yourselves and be better, better women or what have you. And then for men, telling them exactly, maybe talking to individuals that are not normally dating, telling them this is what you need to do and things you have to look for. So I didn't see it. I know but then I got to thinking about it. He did have entertainment parts in it when you start doing average at best and things of that nature. Is that
how much do you weigh?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Now, does that take away from the show? Does that take away from the realness?
No.
Does it make it better?
I think yes, it does. Absolutely.
You think so?
Let me tell you why. Because when he had all those serious moments, he was telling those women the truth. I think that we laughed at something that he took serious, because you never heard Kevin laugh when he said goodbye? Or ma'am, you're delusional. Ma'am, how can you sleep with your husband's brother? Like all those different things.
What? He said what?
Yeah, he
How
asked
you
that
sleep
lady,
with
he
your
said, you're
husband?
the worst. He told her, you're the worst woman I've ever had on my show. To sleep with you while your husband was sick in chemo, you're sleeping with his brother.
Mm.
My
Well,
God.
listen, Fat Boy for Life says this. He said he had it to make it more entertaining, a shock factor actually to make people listen. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Because
see.
like you, security boss, you had your 10,000 subscriber show the other day. You
Right.
asked particular questions, which I hate. I missed that $100 by this much. But anyway,
I was going.
you.
I wasn't gonna let you participate.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I
because I
was
was
really
giving
not
them.
gonna let Dusto participate either. But anyway, go
But
ahead.
yeah, so you were asking specific questions.
Right.
What kind of car do I have?
Right.
People was in there, Maserati. I said, damn, they know what they be listening. Then you was like, what was the other question? You said, how long have I been on?
2
Right?
years. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And people were answering these questions because you said, what is Mr. Boss's favorite phrase on this show? Everybody, dearly beloved, dearly beloved, dearly beloved. I said, wow. So that's the part that makes everybody, that draws everybody in, and once they get in, they learn something.
There you
Right.
go.
So
So
people
that's
are
the
looking to hear it.
entertainment factor of it. And then once they get in, I have a real message.
Exactly. And
Okay.
people are looking to hear, even me, when I get on, I've been coming on here for months, and I get on here, the first thing I want to hear is dearly beloved. I know it's coming. It's something that I know. Or Money Line. Everybody know the Money Line. So when you hear that song, it's not the artist that's singing it. It's Security Boss. When you hear that, you're like, oh, that's Security Boss.
Right.
Right. So it's, I mean, that's what draws.
I agree with you, but I just, when I hear someone really, basically say this ain't true or it's fake or this is just entertainment, that I'm like, no, what I'm doing is not entertainment. I may have some entertainment factors because I want to keep you engaged, but understand, when I'm talking to these ladies, I'm being honest with them. I'm being straight up with them. And you already know that I've gone through, there's been certain places I go, certain platforms I go where I have to really go back and forth with ladies on occasion.
Right.
And I don't know if they, I think sometimes they might think that for them it's a joke. So they may not understand why I'm coming in so hard. you know,
Right.
they might, why she moving so swift? Because it ain't that serious, but it is. You wouldn't hear, you were here and there on Friday, but
Right.
Bomb Cherry came and greeted me on Friday. Did you hear her? Did you
Oh,
see her?
Lord.
When I first met Bomb Cherry, was you there, Black Man? Because first met Bomb Cherry over on what they call Fight Club now, but it was on Anton Daniels' show where me and you were there. I don't know if you was there that particular night. And she went and did a little video about me saying a whole bunch of stuff, like they do. So I was
Yes.
quite surprised to see her here. But she told me, she said, I thought you was a part of the manosphere. So this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
This is the reals. This is the stuff. I thought you was part of the manosphere. No, what you mean by that? Why are we not just accepting what I'm saying to be real? Because now you make me a part of the manosphere. Then what did you just do? Now you think I'm trying to do some talking points or trying to pander or trying to get some money from you or what? I don't know. Why are you doing this? Why I just can't be me? And she said, well, I just heard some terms and I just thought maybe that was why you were part of the manosphere. So I guess what I'm saying is that for some reason, I feel like we have put different departments or different sectors here and said, listen to them or don't listen to them. Let's attack these people. They're not real. Let's listen to these people. They're not real. And this is entertainment, but all of it is something that we really need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to hear this. MRM, how you doing? It's good to see you. Hey, Black Man, good dude. Good show. Thank you, MRM.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Listen, so Black Man, we got to find some answers. This is a little solution-based show. I want to keep it all the way real. I want people to understand what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
When you come over here, I am advocating for men. I say it all the time, but I can't pander to a man. Black Man, your job is too urgent. Your job is too urgent. Your job as a man. Let me say this to you. If I never said this to you before, I say this to Mr. Boss all the time. God made you the authority. It's innately in you and all other men.
Exactly.
Whether somebody grew you up in it, nurtured it, supported it, I have no idea. I'm not talking about you now. I'm just saying, period. It's who you are. It
Mhm.
is in us as women to get underneath you, right or wrong. It is
Yeah.
in us to get underneath you. I
Yep.
need somebody to understand that. No matter what we do, no matter how crazy we are, it's in us to get underneath you.
Right.
What I often say is, I don't have enough. I don't know if my men understand that. Do you think all men understand that, black man, to be the truth?
No.
What do we got to do? What we got to do?
Men need to hear it more. From a man's perspective, a man, I don't care how many love language tests he take, all men need words of affirmation. And you alluded to that a long time ago
But
when
hold
we
on
were
for a
talking.
minute. Hold, black man. Excuse me, and I ain't mean to cut you off, but Robin M got my attention. Please stop. Hold on for me. Please stop telling these men just because they are born males, they are in control. Now, hold on. I don't think I used the word control. Not one time. Did I?
You said authority.
I said in authority. And guess what, Robin?
Come
Guess
on.
what, Robin M? Guess what, Robin M? It ain't got nothing to do with you nor me. It's something that God did before we were even created.
Mhm.
He gave it to him. He gave him dominion. He gave him authority before the woman was even created. I'm sorry, sweetheart. If you don't like it, talk to God about it. If you find another creator, if you got something else we want to hang our hat on, go ahead and let me know. Let me know. See, this is the problem right here, black man. This is real.
Yeah. And think about it. Security
She said
boss.
she's speaking in general. I'm speaking in general too.
But think about
I,
it. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Think about it. Shout out to Robin for being here tonight. Thank you for being here. I think that, in Robin's case, just put security boss number or her DMs in your speed dial. When that man's following you to your car at night, are you able to turn around, defend yourself, right? Unarm him, take him down to the ground, pin him to the ground until the police get there? Or if he grabs you around your throat, are you able to get from under his grasp?
But guess what, black man? We
It's
don't
there.
we're not gonna even don't even fight it that way, black man. Go back to creation. Let them
Yeah.
deal with God on it. That's what I'm saying. Let them just deal with God on it. God did it. He did it. He gave them authority and dominion, whether it's been nurtured, supported, grown up, blossomed, whatever words we want to use, we don't know, but it's in them. It's in a man and it's in a woman. It's in us, y'all, to be feminine. It's in a woman to want the protection of a man. It's in us to look towards you all for the answer. I hate to say it. It's in us for us to get underneath you guys. It's in us. It is. Now, I'm not saying we can't fight against it. I'm not saying that we didn't grow up that way. Sin entered in also, and it's confusing the heck out of us. So I agree with that too, Robin M. I'm not saying we're coming from a perfect place, but I'm trying to say let's just get back to basics. Because see, the man wants to be the man he should be,
Mhm.
and the woman wants to be the woman she should be. But we just don't even know what that looks like. And see, I'm being real. I'm not trying to sell you nothing.
Right.
Because women, we need the covering. We need the covering. Black left a little paragraph there that says, I am an older woman, single. I didn't even try to get married. I'm poor in health. Please continue to share with these women that they need to be married. And I paraphrased that, y'all, so forgive me. So that's the message I want y'all to understand. Like I said, though, if you don't believe that God is our creator, give me what you got. Tell me
Right.
something else. I will listen to you. I
And
will.
and security boss, if I could add to that wonderful soliloquy you just gave them, um, that's what I'm teaching as well. I haven't always been like that, but I think I think that a rising tide raises all ships. And what I'm teaching is the very same thing to the young men. And I think that some of the men are set in their ways and can be helped if they open up their minds to be helped. But we have to reach back and get our boys, our nephews, our sons, these young men that are growing up under us. We can't allow them to make the same mistakes that we made as men. We can't allow them to be out here having sex with every woman that they see. We can't do that because you're trapping yourself. You're putting yourself in a system that does not care about you. You're putting yourself in a situation with a woman you didn't love or did not want to marry, but you want to get one off, right? Let's just be real about it. And so what I'm teaching, you already know Security Boss, but I like to repeat it for people who haven't heard it. I'm teaching these boys, listen, in the day that we live in now, there's too much trauma and people don't want help with it. If you get a woman that says, I can handle myself, I don't need you to help me, I handle myself against any man, don't be with her. Because she's not making, she's going to create more problems than anything. Imagine being out with a woman, you're trying to protect your woman and she's trying to fight a man.
Black man, that's not gonna happen. Black man, that's not gonna happen. Black man, that's talk. That's a joke. Black man, if someone was out there, black man, that's not gonna happen. She's not gonna move you out the way as a black man and go fight this other man for you. That's not gonna happen. But I do want to ask Robin. She said they are weak and complain about provision. I think that's what she said.
Yeah,
but
yes.
Robin, okay, listen, if that is the case and whatever, what are the women doing on the other side? What are they doing? They are weak and complain about the provisions. The women, what are they doing? We're going to just compare. They strong and receiving assistance.
Independent, strong, right?
And receiving assistance. Don't forget to say, because it's just the opposite. See, Robin, listen, if a man is doing that, a woman is just as out of order too, because see, we need each other. That's how it was made, Robin. So you helping me. We need each other. All I'm trying to do is say we need to submit. We need to submit because for whatever reason, we want to be at odds instead of together, but we need to be together. We need to be together.
And you know what else amazes me? It's almost funny that women say men, like she just put in the comments just now, black men treat all women the same, no matter the race. But your mother allowed your daddy to ejaculate in her and get you.
Wait a minute, black men. She talking about you or just black men?
No, black men, period. But I'm saying you came from a man. Men carry the sperm, what gives life. Women are the incubators. Men have the babies and they're giving you life. They're planting a seed. You're carrying that seed. So we can't, if you take all men away, what do you have?
Slow down, because I just heard something. So Robin, black men treat all women alike, no matter what race. Is that what she said?
Yeah, I'm confused by that.
So Robin, I'm hearing from you that there's some, listen, I'm going to give you the empathy that you need. I'm finna share with you some compassion because obviously you've had some bad interactions with men, but you know that they are not all like that. So what we need you to do is we got to heal from whatever it was that we experienced and understand that you've put on that. You've put on it. You put that trauma on, you wearing it, and anything good that could be around you, you are now turning it into something bad. Because ain't no way something good's going to come to a woman that thinks that way. It's going to continue to be bad. I need you to change your mindset, Robin, and allow yourself to receive something that is good, to see a good black man, just to see one.
And that's why I said what I said. In this season, in order for us to get balance and get a foundation, we got to reach back to our sons and let them know, hey, listen, in this world, there will be women out here who are single mothers that you may fall in love with. You can't be with that woman because you have to be able to start. You have to be the example. You have to meet a woman that you can love, that you can fall in love with. She's an example. She comes from a 2-parent home. Her mom and father loved each other, showed her an example of what it is to be loved and nurtured. And then you come from a family where you're loved and nurtured, and you meet this woman and you create the nuclear family. And this is what it's going to take for it, because sometimes my grandmother always says, sometimes you got to stop, you got to shut up and just let them look at you. And so so that's what I think men should do. I think men should get it together to a point where we have a standard, and that standard will not be broken. It will not be bent. It will not have it in the exceptions. We're not dating these single moms. We're not dating women who are out here promiscuous. We're not going to date women who challenge us every day. We're not going to date women who talk to us any kind of way. We're not going to date women just because they have big breasts and big butts. We're not going to date them. We're going to date them because they're intellectually smart. They have a connection with God. They're submissive. They nurture their children and they take care of their household and they love their husbands. That's the standard. And we're not taking nothing else but that. That's it.
You know what? And that's a good standard, but we got to get the other women to that. They got to understand that that is the standard. All the arguing and bickering and
Yep.
talking about, whatever, it's not going to
Mhm.
happen. We got to get women to be wives or to be better with themselves. And
Right.
if someone is going through something and they can't see that there's a good man out there, or that not all men are alike, because you just made a comment. You said that black men think that all women are alike no matter the race, but you're making that comment also. Are you putting that on all black men? Sounds like. But Robin, we're not going to do that. We're not going to give you the space
So true.
to not to do the work. I'm telling you, it's time to do the work. We're not going to not do work over here. If you're gonna be here, and I would love to have you here. I love to have you here, but we got to do the work because our mindsets have to change. So whatever we've gone through, whatever trauma, and this was a big deal over on Cruise Season on Wednesday, talking
I
about the
watched it.
traumas.
I was right
You
there with
watched
you.
it. Listen,
Yes.
I got so much not so much. It's like a house divided. Some men are hating me because I had this conversation with Ali.
Ali,
Some men they hate the fact that I had the conversation with Ali.
about the essay
Huh?
and trauma from essay.
Right. They listen, they didn't like the fact that I said to him, they say I cut him off.
Okay.
But Mr. Boss is explaining to me that some men just don't think women have any place. They don't have a place. You just have to allow men to do what men do and, just fall in line with that. But listen, all that may be true, but I have a mission and I have a job and a reason for me being here.
Mhm.
And it's not, I can't play games with it. And I know I'm not going to be able to please everybody, but I am going to be respectable to everybody. But I have a mission. I have something I have to do. There's an urgency about me
Exactly.
getting the message out, and I just can't play games behind it. So if it's essay that we need to talk about, if it's DV we need to talk about it, it's a certain way that if you're solution based, that you should be talking. I'm not interested in having an argument. I want total conversation. I'm not interested in debating. I want total conversation. And this
Right.
is my disposition.
And
And black man, you probably know it. I've been this way from the very beginning.
absolutely. Run the
I'm
tape back.
real. Yeah, I'm who I am, y'all. And
And
I'm not gonna pick sides.
we have to also understand too that hurt people, and this is another reason why. Right? If you look statistically speaking, any person that has trauma, they don't seek help to get that trauma taken care of. So they're walking around ticking time bombs and they're looking for my son to blow up on. No, son, I need you to find a woman who has her head on straight, right? Who's going to have a nuclear family with you. She doesn't go through the trauma of a man coming into it. Because Kibar, you said something so profound the other night. When women have sex with men, they think that they love them. They think that they want to be with them. They think all this stuff you said it on Cruise Season. All this stuff that they want to. A woman really thinks she's loved, and she get broken from that situation. Then she leaves that situation. She's full of trauma, and then she go and date my son, and my son can do something not even knowing that she has trauma, and he can say something that trigger her, and she cussing him out. No. We need to set a standard, ladies and or not ladies, men. We need to set a standard, and we don't bend, we don't break for nobody. Period.
But black man, you can't do that without us. You
Oh,
can't do it.
absolutely, I agree. Yeah,
Just like you setting a standard for your life, that apply for young men
Yeah.
and their lives. That needs to apply to me too. Because let's go back to what you said. I really, really like that you said that, because I don't think women or men really understand it. I know women don't understand it, because if we did, we would do better.
Right.
When I said to you, they usually get into this trauma around 16, 17, 18 years old,
Mhm.
is because, listen, it's something missing in their life. Whether it's, like some would say, the mother is being neglectful. It could be that the father's not in the home, whatever. I don't know. And that 16-year-old girl don't know either.
Right.
All she knows is she met a good looking young man. He loves her. He's telling her he loves her. And listen, he's telling her from a place of all he knows. I don't know how old he is. I guess it varies, but hold on, let me read this comment. Robin M says, and just went away. It seems black men are never held accountable in these spaces.
I
Robin,
just did it.
wait
I
a
just
minute,
said
hold
it.
on. But listen, Robin, you've been coming over here listening to me for a while, and you know that we give black men accountability just as We do, women. But hold on for a minute. I'm finna give you some more. Right here. All that woman knows is that that young man that she has gotten under or had sex with, y'all need to feel this. If y'all can't do this, y'all need to feel what I'm talking about. There's something in a woman that needs a man, and it was designed this way. That's why sex is so good. Did y'all hear me? Because I don't think nobody ever said that before. Let me say it again. There's something in a woman that needs a man. That is why sex is so good. She will get underneath a man, and at that moment, when she's receiving from him, you cannot tell her it's not love, especially if it was her first. And the hymen's now out the way, and freedom has come. You gonna tell her that man ain't loving her? Oh, she in love. Y'all hear me? At that moment, that woman, she out of order, y'all. That ain't her husband. She too young. She's wrong, but she's 16, 17, 18 years old. She has no clue. All she knows is in that moment, she is feeling what she can associate love with.
Right.
At that moment, what I want men to do is care for her. Understand what she just went through. But can y'all really do that, black man? I don't think you can, because you're a man. He didn't give it to you that way. He gave you logic. He said, I need you to move logical, because you need to conquer some things. You need to take care of this. I don't need you getting caught up in this right here, because this is going to make you all fuzzy and you're not going to be able to figure stuff out when it comes. So I need you to stay logical. She's the one over here experiencing love, which got her all caught up. She all caught up. And then you say, as a man, okay, you good. I like you, but you're going to move on because you just getting started this too. But you didn't know that you left so much behind as a man. You left a lot behind. You didn't know it. You doing a job that God gave you to do. You're a logical person. You're made to conquer. You in authority. You're moving. You had no idea.
Yep.
No idea. See, this is what I'm talking about, black men. This is where the problem come in, because we don't know each other. Black men don't know black women, and women don't know men. So what I'm saying to women, I'm setting that standard, and I'm saying, ladies, I need you to preserve yourself, because your everything is tied up into your sexual organ, and your emotions and your virtue are all tied up in there together. Once you are giving it away, it clouds and confuses, and it messes you up, because you're only supposed to give it away to the man that has said, I am going to care for you and lead you. Not the man that told you he loved you. It's the man that said, I'm going to marry you, and this is what I want.
Yep.
If the man didn't say that, we can't hold him to it. Now, black man, you are exactly right. We got to go back to the 10, the 8, the 9, the 10, 11. I don't know when a young person is going to be willing and ready to hear this with comprehension. I don't know. But I'm telling women now, at the age that they are now, whatever the age is, start now. Fix it. Just fix it.
Right.
Fix it if you can.
You know what, security boss? Remember what I told you about the little Cheeto thing I did? One of the girls in the small group that I taught those kids that to, she just came home from college to see her mom. Let me tell you what she said. I wish my daughter was in here tonight. She said, can I tell you something? I said, yeah. She said, I got a boyfriend. I said, what? Where he at? She said, he back at school. Don't beat him up. I said, okay, what's up? She said, I got a boyfriend. She said, I kissed him. She said, but things got a little, she said, can I share this with you? I said, yeah, go ahead. She said, things got a little, he was kissing me, and I felt like I wanted to go further. And she said, the only thing I could think about is that jar with them nasty Cheetos in it. And I said, it worked. So remember I told you at the church, I had the girls hold a jar of water, and the boy spit the Cheetos in the water. And I said, that represents your vagina if you let so many men in it. And she said, all I could think about is that nasty spit and Cheetos and that thing. She said, I told her, I'm gonna wait. Right. And so it worked. It made me feel so good to know that somebody was listening. Now she's preserving herself. And now I took that from you, Security Boss, and I told her that Sunday. I said, hey, preserve yourself. I said, always say that when you get up in the morning. I said, also, I want you to go online, and I want you to go to YouTube, And she said, okay. I said, go to YouTube and I want you to type in unsolicited security boss. This is what I told her. My daughter tell you. She said, who is this? I said, it's not who it is. It's what she's teaching. I want you to go in and I want you to listen to her every day because she's teaching young women like yourself. You're 19. She's 19. How to preserve yourself for your husband.
Listen, black man.
Yes.
I think it was Miss Parker a moment ago. Let me just say this because I think Miss
What
Parker
she
made a
say?
comment. I don't remember it verbatim, but
Okay.
the comment is basically saying that she thinks people get a little confused, or men get a little confused with virtue and maybe virginity or what have you. I'm assuming that's kind of what you're saying.
Okay.
Your virtue is basically being of high moral character, a high moral standard, having a high moral standard for your life.
Right.
It's just certain things you're not going to indulge in, certain things like oral sex, maybe drinking, smoking. You're not going to lose who you are as a woman or as a lady by any means. Your virtue. You're a virtuous woman because you decide not to partake in all things. That's what virtue means. Once you lose your virginity, once you have received a penis inside your body, you are no longer a virgin. You cannot get that back. Those are two different things. Just because you're not a virgin does not mean you have the ability to be virtuous. Please, ladies, understand. Don't allow someone to tell you that. There's places y'all already know. There's places you can go to read about this, but you can just go to Webster and put in virtuous or virtue and see exactly what virtue is. It's just a high moral standard. You sometimes you see women, they laugh about sex and they talk dirty with men, and they just, sometimes you've seen it. Y'all have seen it when women are just acting like men. That's not virtuous. Or when women are saying things out of their mouth that they cuss. Y'all heard cussing like sailors and things of that nature. That is not virtuous. Virtuous woman does carry herself in a way. She dresses in a way with modesty per se. Conservative. She's not showing or giving anything off, but she's still that lady, that woman. That is virtuous, or that's showing virtue. And I hope, Miss Parker, that we can continue to talk about that, because I do think a woman can preserve herself. And in that time that she's doing that, she's working, her mind is being cleared and she's working on her virtue. Because again, her femininity is tied directly into her vagina. All her emotions are tied directly into that. Remember, she's a receiver, and our job is to receive and to procreate. It's receive and then birth. So whatever we're receiving, we're going to birth. So if we stop receiving and just wait for the man that has said, I want to give myself to you and I want you to be my husband or wife, however you want to say that, y'all, together. I want you, woman. That's the man that you need to wait for. But I just think that we can't get there because our minds are so cloudy, because we've been receiving too many things and the messages. God can't use us. We got to clear ourselves in order to be able to be virtuous and to receive that, because it's such a mixed up message. It's not a mixed up message. The message is what it is, but we can't hear it. We are totally out of order. Because I saw Robin over here in the comment section talking about, I don't want to be with a man that ain't got nothing. Listen, a man is a man without us. I would keep on telling you, he's a man. We don't make a man. He was already one before us. And I hate to keep saying that, but a man was a man before us. Now, do we need to nurture our men? Oh, of course. Do we need to pour into them? Reassure them, support them. I was using this wrong word the other day because I was saying help that man build. I help my husband. We build together. I have an outstanding husband. Perfect? Absolutely not. But single, arguing on YouTube? No. Beating another man down on YouTube? We have no clue on how good this thing could be if we would get our allies, or if we would be allies with our men. We have no idea how good this thing could be. Now, the end is still going to come, y'all. Sin is definitely has taken over. We already know that, but there could be some of us that make it and have good lives. There could be. But let's do these super chats, black man, and then I want to get your take on this. But Robin M, we're gonna drop the link. I want to drop the link a little bit. Black
Robin,
man, we got
she just dropped a bomb. You see it?
No, I
Oh
don't.
my
But
God.
let me read these super chats first. Dr. Steele, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. We talk about content creators, but what about the listeners? What do the listeners look for? What are the reasons for watching YouTube? You know what, Dr. Steele, you are right. And I get my confirmations from the listeners. That's why I say it is real. That's what my point is. To them, it's like, look, I'm listening to you. Sometimes they pay too close of attention. You can't even say, oh, bloop, bloop. We're just people. I give experiences from my life. I share. I'm the example of the person that messed up, got your life back together. And I'm telling you, it could be done. I'm telling them, trying to show women it ain't over just because we made some mistakes. You just can't allow stuff to get in your head. And I think sometimes the message of it's over gets into women's heads. And guess what? It takes a certain amount of woman to rebuild and get it right. Christopher Lee, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He said, "Hey SB, one of the male content creators spoke very highly of you. Good to see you continuing to make positive name on YouTube. I'll email you the clip." Thank you so much for that, Christopher. Listen, y'all, I need stuff like that. I don't know about you, black man, but I do need people to encourage, because when I have men come against me, when I fight so hard for men,
Right.
I be want to be like, what?
Right.
Like, Mr. Boss be like, don't worry about that. Some men are just this way, and that way. But you know what? I was reading today. I was over in, we'll talk later. But anyway, Mr. Gray, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He said, social media has become a replacement to deal with concerns, woes, relationships, and etc. The place where the church used to be the spot to go to for help. Wow. Now, see, that's a big thing right there, Clement. That's big.
Yep.
That is big. Oh, cool. That's big. I'm going to tell you why that's so big, black man. We got to have care for people. We got to have care. We got to slow down. We have to have care. We need to take care of them. We have to have empathy and compassion. We have to slow down. We need to listen. We got to hear. We got to hear what's going on. If people have replaced church or their pastors or whomever, they go to their counselors or whatever. And I am not a counselor by any means. Y'all don't put that on me. If they're replacing that with a conversation with somebody online, we gotta listen.
Yeah. And when it comes to that too, a lot of churches, the pastor has come to the conclusion to understand that some pastors, not all guys, have come to the conclusion that I can preach good, I can sing good, I look good. So not only am I eye candy, but they can hear me and see me, and I can play on these women's emotions. And when I play on these women's emotions, they're going to give more, they're going to be here more, they're going to volunteer more, and I'll have them. And that's why churches now are packed with women, and the men are not there. Because some of these pastors, I heard a pastor talk about men like it's just these men out here. Don't be with them broke men. They ain't got no money. They need to already be established when you meet them. All this stuff. I'm like, Lord have mercy. And this is why men not coming to church.
I can believe that. I can, because it's we've gotten to be. Anyway, let me go back up here and read these other two super chats. I think I had a couple of more. I have 5 more. Let's try to read a couple of them before we get into it. Clement Gray, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. That's the problem. A lot of these women don't want to adhere to Genesis 3:16. Our husbands, our wives refuse to do Ephesians 5:21-32. Women don't want to be under the control of God. Never mind a man. Clement, you're saying a lot, but I'm not trying to blame nobody right now. I'm not trying to blame anybody for nothing. I'm just going to go back to the original creation, Clement, because no matter what a woman wants to do, the design is the design. The order is the order. I don't care what a woman wants to do. If a woman can't see or adhere to what the Creator has said it's going to be, then that's okay. She's not the one that we need to even contend with.
Right.
But we're going back to what black man said. Do the men really know that they have this authority?
They don't.
So Clement, no matter how much we put in magnifying glass on these women that are out of order, it really don't matter. There's been women out of order from beginning, Eve herself. But he still talked to Adam and said, this is what I've done for you. And this is what I'm challenging or charging you with, Adam. So we don't have to even identify with the women that are out of control. I, as a woman, And
Mhm.
whoever would love to hear and listen to me, I am going to give the order to the women, whether they want it or not. If they do want it, they'll be there. If they don't want it, they'll stay away. But at least I know that I've tried to share with them where life is good at. Because if you're in order, life is good. If you out, it's a lot of things you may have to endure. So,
And you know,
um,
let me say
mhm.
this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went to a retreat one time, and I heard a pastor say this to another pastor or another man. The guy was saying, "Me and my wife have been together for 16 years, married." Everybody, you know, all the fellas clapping it up because the men broke off away from the women. And he said, "My wife is not having sex with me, and I need to have sex with my wife." The pastor, this is what he told him, security boss. He said, "How many you got? Three. You got three children, three boys. Your wife then pushed out three boys. Her body didn't change. You want to just go and have sex with her? She should have a choice if she want to have sex with you or not. She should be willing. She ain't got to be giving you sex every time you ask for it. And this woman that gave you three children." And I'm looking like, are you serious right now? Are you really saying this to this man right now? I would never come to your church. I never go to your church because you're a panderer.
I think I'm missing something.
No,
Now
no, no,
that,
no.
that
I'm talking about
no,
how.
no, no. I'm
How
agreeing with you. I'm
oh,
agreeing
okay,
with you.
yeah.
It was a joke. It was a joke
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
I don't understand.
like I said, I think I'm missing something because that's terrible advice.
Yes.
But we need to talk and figure out. But even in that, black man, there's a reason for that. I don't know what it is. I don't even want to get off into it. But excuse me, there's something going on there. We can't just always stay in the physical. Why do we got to stay? There's something going on with that man's wife that for whatever reason she's not wanting to have sex with her husband. It's not his fault. It's not her fault per se. It's something going on. Can we get to it?
Right.
Can we get to it? Sugar Bum said she ain't got to give anybody her body. Sugar Bum
Nobody
ain't
want
married. Sugar Bum, you ain't married either, so you shouldn't be worried about giving nobody your body. So I agree with you on that one. Let's go back to that super chat. Let's try to get finished with it. What we know podcast. How you doing today? Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He says redundancy is the key. SB. We have to keep repeating the message. Is that all it takes? Is that all it takes? Because we've been talking about 10 black men say for a whole decade we've been fussing. Jojo, how you doing? It's good to see you. At the point I understand why God did the flood, why Moses threw the commandments. Jonah chose I listen, why Christ tore up the temple. Too many ignorance. Jojo.
Hey, he got a point though. Imagine if the men start turning over the temples. Shit.
Guess what? I bet somebody get an order.
I guarantee it.
Guess what else though? If things started to, we ain't got to even guess. There was an earthquake not too long ago that took a lot of people's life. You think the women are out of order? No, they're not. See, something traumatic, real traumatic, real big. You know, it has to be a earth changing situation in order to get people's attention. COVID wasn't enough, black man.
Ooh, but
I don't know
COVID
why not.
exposed them. During COVID, you didn't hear no women saying, "I don't need no man." Baby, they was hitting up everybody. Hey, big head.
It wasn't enough. Some anyway, I don't know. Miss Parker, let's do your super chat before we go on. I just did that one for JoJo. There's another one.
You read it wrong.
I read the wrong one. I'm sorry. JoJo had it. Mr. Boss, whose super chat would you like for me to read, sir? Miss Parker, how you doing today? I hope I answered that question. She says, thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat. He said, a conversation that needs to be had, especially with social media being so influential. Peace and blessings, my love. Thank you so much. Black man, we forgot to mention that. Look how influential it is. And we talking about it ain't real. I can start a trend, get one eyebrow going across the middle, and by the end of the year, everybody be having one eyebrow across the middle. All I gotta do is play it right.
And name it good. The SB brow. The
SB brow.
Yeah,
you see,
ain't gonna happen.
Look, tell him it makes my face longer, makes my cheekbones high. You tell me, but everybody by the end of the year, everybody be sporting one eyebrow, be done put some glitter on it and everything.
Security boss, influential. Have you heard Miss Wilson's new song?
Okay, who
Sierra
is Miss
Wilson.
Wilson?
Sierra
Oh,
just
I
released a
haven't
new
heard the
song.
song, but I understand that she's saying in that song that you don't need no man.
You don't need no man. Be independent. Do your own thing. Get your own money.
Listen, did you hear me on
And
Friday
you
when I
married.
said? Did you hear me on Friday when I talked about them silly women? How them silly women will keep you single,
Yep.
and they'll tell you you put the scripture up there.
Scripture up
Did
there.
you read
Yep.
what it said?
Yep.
And guess what? She got a man.
Yep.
She got a $1 million man. Sleep with him probably every night.
Yep.
And she gonna tell you don't worry about it.
Look at your face.
I'll tell you don't worry about it. She's got $1 million man. Then she gonna tell you, girl, you don't need no man, just stay single. Huh?
Oh, that's
What?
funny. Oh my God.
Black man, that's real. Black man, do you not know how many older, I ain't gonna even give them the elder term. Older women in their 40s and 50s will tell a woman, don't worry about what that Negro doing. If he ain't coming right, leave him alone. He ain't got no money, leave him alone. And they got a husband.
Yep.
They driving a Cadillac. They get their bills paid. They going home every night to a man.
Yep.
No, you got 2 kids and by yourself and tell you, look, if he ain't coming right, don't worry about him. What?
My Lord. My Lord.
I see it, black man. I see it. And I'm telling these young black women, listen, y'all, pay attention to what y'all listening to. Check out the whole thing. I'm not saying a black woman can't give another black woman advice, but y'all need to check out where it's coming from. If a black woman is telling you all that y'all got to check y'all men, this, and this, and she got one at home, y'all better, you might need to chuckle a little bit and decide what you want to do, because that seems like that ain't fair. She got one. Listen, if it's cold and the heat done went out, he'll go out and buy some logs or cut down a tree and bring some logs in there and start a fire. You be over there cold in your apartment wondering why. Or she might, we don't come on over. And she at home with her man. Good or bad. Good or bad. So anyway, let me read JoJo's other super chat. We just lost the JoJo, but we got it back, I think. Let's see. Thank you so much again for your $4.99 super chat. He said at this point, a lot of these ninjas gotta go. T, where we gonna put him? Where we gonna put him? This is why Christ got the hell out of here. He wept because he thought he had to stay down here longer. Look, I'm sure that was a full-blown cry. They just made it sound good when they say he weep. Hey, Mike Dub, how you doing? Thank you so much for Mike. I hear you got another baby on the way. Oh, is she already here? Congratulations. Either way, it's good to see you. And thank you. Black man, I'm telling my ladies. Robin, what was that comment that Robin M put out there? Are we going to drop the link? Let's drop the link. Robin, if you're not too busy, sweetheart, can you come up and tell us all this stuff and help us out? Sugar Bum normally helps me, but Sugar Bum, I don't know what you're doing tonight, but Robin is trying to take your spot. I think y'all should talk about it. But Robin, if you can help me, because I really want to know where's all this energy coming from that is negative for men. I understand that we go through some things and we have maybe suffered some very bad relationships. I definitely understand you. And I understand too that our emotions is tied directly to our vagina. And then I do too know if a man's treating us good, we like to think that they love us. But there's some books we need to read. There's some things some work we need to put in so we can be mature enough to actually have sex. Because the reality of it is we should not be having sex until we get married, So preserve yourself, Robin, because I need you to have a clear mind and I need you to be able to help me help other women with whatever trauma that you've experienced, because you be going in, girl. You going in. Sugar Bum used to go in, but she ain't even like that no more. I think Sugar Bum a bunch of mush now, ain't she, black man? I can't hear you. You got you muted.
I say I have no words.
You don't have no words for Sugar Bum. But anyway,
Rob,
okay, she says black men are conditioned to believe black women should mule and suffer. What's mule and suffer, black man? Help me out.
Black
it ain't
men
worth explaining.
Black women should mule and suffer. Basically, what she's saying is, because I went to school for something, security boss. I learned how to interpret ratchetness. And so what she's saying is, she's saying that Black men are conditioned to believe that women should be submissive and be under a man, under his authority, and that's just not the case.
No, if Robin, if black man is correct, then he is correct. That is how we should be. You should definitely be under the authority of a man, because he did it. Blame it on God. Why don't y'all stop blaming it on men? Men didn't ask to be here first. He created them. He put them here first, y'all. Stop fighting. You can't fight order. I mean, you can, but it don't do you no good to fight the order. It still goes back to what it is, because you ain't got what it take to be out here by yourself. You really don't. Y'all, we really don't. You don't. We're missing. We're lacking. We don't have everything we need to be out here by ourselves. We can't build bridges. We don't have the physical strength to do so. We don't have the logical ability. We don't have enough logic to what you call them, the killer, when the killer run into the building. What you call it, black man?
You know what? Somebody in the chat just made me almost throw up my mouth. Jojo, don't do that to me, Joe.
What Jojo do?
He said, "Wait, black man and sugar bomb dating." Listen, let me tell you something.
Why would that?
I would rather be in a head-on collision and knocked into the ocean and eaten by sharks before I even just stop. Jojo, stop.
Jojo, why is that a thing? Listen, let's check into Ronan. Brother Ronan, how you doing?
What's up, Ro?
I'm good. About yourselves?
You doing good, Ronan? We gotta ask this question for everybody. Is YouTube real, or is it just entertainment?
YouTube is real, and it's a platform where they can monetize mediocrity for sheer entertainment.
You added something. You added money, and you added low budget. Why do you say that?
Because misinformation pays. Introspective work is very expensive, especially when you got to spend time looking at yourself, working around yourself. And some people, I've always asked that question: who would you be without your negative narrative? And most people run from that question.
I like that, Rona. Come on, tell us, how can we fix this, or can we?
You can fix it. Again, you have to divorce yourself from the negative narratives. A lot of people have a lot of talking points that are recycled rather than actual life reference points. Getting outside, working on yourself, working on the things around you, undoing the habits that you're committed to. Because again, it's like you got people who look to feed your confirmation bias. That's when you need to starve them out and actually get out there and live a life rather than exist online, which is even worse.
So you're saying we need yes people? No,
you don't need yes people.
I know we don't need them, but you're saying that's what we have is yes people.
We have a lot of yes people, a lot of ignorant trolls. We have a lot of people who are not camera friendly, so they hide behind avatars. You have a lot of individuals who get online and say all these negative things, but they'll never say those things in public because they know there's consequences that will come with those words.
I like that, Ronan. So thank you for that, Ronan. But what did you have to add before? I mean, what did you want to say before I just asked you the question? I'm sorry.
Well, I said there's a distinct difference between content creators and conflict creators. And I definitely believe, since I've known of you and Black Man Unfiltered and a number of others, you guys stand on a lot of sound principles that are founded. You've been married for many years. Same thing with Black Man Unfiltered. So my thing is if your actions, words, and intent work in concert, I see a blueprint that I can follow. I can take advice and apply for myself. Now, if you got people out here who are unproven, unvetted, I can't trust that for anything. So you're just talking into the wind. And you got too many people who are afraid to step outside their comfort zone, which is why they're going to basically fade out in a real bad existence. So.
Thank you, Ronan.
Yeah.
Ronan, I appreciate you so much. You did an outstanding job I haven't even talked to you yet, but you did an outstanding job on cruise season last week.
Just real quick. When you would handle yourself on the platform, that's admirable. Cause my thing is I have a very low tolerance for stupid. So when you see me just sit back and watch everything fly, my thing is how you carry yourself. It matters. So I appreciate you having that level of decorum and the standard about yourself. So it's a very rare thing nowadays.
I try, Ronan, because I'm there for a different reason. I'm not there to debate. I'm in no position to debate. I have a husband. I'm not trying to appeal to anyone. I am trying to be an example. So I'm really trying to be a better person. So I'm looking straight up for solutions, straight up. I want conversation. I want to know what's going on in Ronan's head. And I sit back and I listen and I get it. He comes with another perspective. I want to know what goes on in, Ricky's head. You know what I'm saying? And Sheba, I want to know how you're thinking. That's what I'm there for. Or if I can help somebody or offer something. If somebody's saying something that is just totally not going to work, this is not good, then we want to offer something different. But I think sometimes we show up just wanting to debate or wanting the entertainment of it. And then that's where I probably clash, because I don't so much want the entertainment of it. I do want to just be better and have conversation. I'm a little bit more serious minded, I should say. That's probably what I guess, because I'm older,
Well, I would ask for both you, Black Men Unfiltered, and a number of others, if you are covered, if you're handling business, show people through your actions and words that you're a walking affirmation, not a talking point.
Right. You're right. All right. So, Black Man, you got something for him, or are we going to just call up the next one?
BBWs, I got bad knees and I don't have time for it.
I knew you was going to see it. I knew you was going to see it.
You know it.
I knew you was going to see it.
What'd you say, Black Man? What was you going to say?
I ain't going to say. I got nothing to say.
You ain't got nothing to say. All right, Ronan. We're going to see
Ronan, man. That's my brother, man. Thank you, man.
Ronan. All right, we're going to bring up someone else here. Let's see who we got.
Ronan is crazy.
He is something else. Boy, scam. I got this all from you the other day. So I want you to say for the live today, just in case somebody hadn't heard you say it, is it real or just entertainment?
There's a combination of both. But what's real is whatever. I'm going to say it.
Can you turn up your mic a little bit? Just a little?
Am I talking quiet?
Oh, yeah. Pull it up closer to you. There you go.
Oh, cool. There's different versions of real. There's a real that exists in somebody's head. If they say they're a victim, and they say they're a dusty, or they say whatever crazy, outrageous stuff I've been hearing on YouTube, if that's what they believe, then that's what it's going to be. Because that's how they're going to move, and that's probably what they're going to, that's what they're going to become. As a man thinketh, so he is. And the same thing for women. So if black men ain't nothing, that's what you're going to find yourself. Smothered around a bunch of black men that ain't nothing. I'm not for gloom and doom. Not really my favorite thing, unless I'm trolling, and I'm usually roasting the gloom and doom. I feed off of it. I mean, you know how this works. But YouTube is an unregulated space. Anybody can grab a microphone. Anybody can say whoever they want. So you can't have a regulation for, you can't have some kind of YouTube regulation. We're going to make these people be real or make them be, anybody can grab a mic. I could be bipolar with 8 kids in the back and y'all wouldn't know. But there are no standards. So YouTube is going to be with it, but it is an entertainment-based platform. But you can use the platform for what you want. So if people want entertainment, they can get entertainment. If they want information, they get information. If they want to just sit and argue and fight with women all day and beat themselves up with the dusty talking points, they can do that 6 hours a day if they want to. It's optional. What else I was going to say?
Well, while you're taking a break, let me say this, because Dr. Steele said, he made that comment, let's ask the people. So you are a content creator now too, but you were a listener for a while. So being a listener, what did you come to the space for?
Entertainment.
Okay.
I listen to stuff. Then one day I was on, I think it was Chantel, Simone, and then River was there. I clicked the link, not thinking I was going to get pulled up. Then I pulled up. It was like, hey, this is cool. Started getting on stuff. Then started having some decent conversations. Then started trolling. Then decent conversations. Then more trolling. Then some of the space became real. Then some of it is just a whole bunch of just dust. So I'm like, so I can troll and roast the dust. Or sometimes try to have a real conversation and try to turn the dust into clay or something. And sometimes I can have real conversations. Because there are people in the spaces I can learn from. There are people in the spaces I can teach. And my favorite, there are people I control. Plenty of those. But some stuff is just outrageous. I ain't never heard some of this stuff and ain't never seen some of the stuff that I hear outside of YouTube. Some stuff I be hearing, just no. Absolutely.
Now, I can speak on that. And to his credit, he grew up. He had a good life, and some people do. A small percentage of people do have good lives. He didn't grow up in the hood and seeing neighbors argue about the same thing before there was even YouTube. I remember going to family reunions when I was a kid and hear men arguing with other men about the same thing we're arguing about now. And I was 8. There was no YouTube then. There was no social media. These were the same conversations. Guess what changed though? Cameras and microphones, the only thing that changed, because men used to sit around trees and lawn chairs and talk about the same thing. They did. And I'm going to have a show. I'm going to try to find all the old school men I can to bring them in, and I'm going to prove the point that these things didn't start. People keep saying that these things originated on YouTube. They did not. These talking points were around the tree, under the tree, drinking some lemonade or a beer, sitting on the back of the truck, in the living rooms while they playing spades, right? While they slapping dominoes on the table. They're talking about the girl that broke their heart. Like these conversations go on every day outside of it. Matter of fact, even now in 2023, I don't involve myself in their conversations, but I listen to the women at my job and they talk about the same talking points, and there's no cameras and there's no microphones. And they're just over there in their corner. When I see them all gathered up together, I say, uh-oh, let me go pass by and see what they're talking about.
But black man, listen, I hear what you're saying. Well, let me say it like this. We definitely got together and talked about our men, or men, I'm sure, got together and talked about women, but it wasn't negative. I mean, we might have said something like he didn't put his socks away or something like that. But the hate and the vitriol that you hear now against a single woman talking about a negative about a man, no. I hear. Well, I was around married women mostly, but we used to talk about being married and stuff like that. But it was never a hate. It was always like, girl, what you do when your husband do this or something like that. It was never. I never heard so much hate for a man or back and forth from a man to a woman. I don't know if you. I mean, I know they complain, of course, but I just not to this degree. Not to no. Like now, I'm almost thinking like, how do y'all even get together and have sex? I probably shouldn't even be saying preserve yourself, because it shouldn't be an issue, because you don't seem like you like each other, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I have never heard it like this, black man. No way.
No, I mean, just some stuff. I heard divorce laws from 58 different states, and the dudes ain't never even had a girlfriend before on YouTube.
Hold on. Let me pause you. Right? And, you know, you my brother and I love you, but there's a lot of people talking about things that if we're making that a rule, then we should spread that amongst everybody. Right? So we got men talking about divorce laws, but they live in the states where those divorce laws exist. Right? I'm not in a divorce, but I know the divorce laws here in my state. Right? And so if we're going to allow people to only talk about what they know, then YouTube would lose so many content creators, because single people can talk about marriage. Single women can talk about motherhood that had no children. Like, everybody would be cut off from being able to talk about things that they don't have.
No, what I was applying is the reality that exists in the mind as stuff that's way out there, so far in the sky, and ain't got nothing to do with nothing, to the point where, like, dude, what are we really talking about? Mm-hmm. And we hear this all the time. To where you can get 8 people, married women, on a panel. There's certain people you know by name. If you put them up there, somehow all the women are cheating, the kids ain't theirs, and you've been married 38 years, but no, you're gonna divorce them and leave them in the streets. They have to find something negative or something so unrealistic.
But those things are true. The Blood Bank of America just told you 35 and 40% of the men. But see what you're doing right now? Why can't we? Okay, so let me say this, Dusto. You putting your hand on your head, but you're not a father who has had a child with a woman, and then you go and get your blood test done on your child, and the child's not yours.
No, I think he's saying, like, hold on for a minute. Okay.
Like, we keep talking like the world's supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be a perfect
Scam.
thing.
Can you please put your head up?
No, what I'm saying is he said no doom and gloom, but hell, it's sunny outside today in Texas, but tomorrow it's going to rain. God shows you different things every day. What do you mean? The Bible says good and evil. You're going to have that to the end of time. So what
I don't think that's his point.
Gloom?
I don't think that's his point. Scam, can you make your point? Is that your point?
Black man just proved my point. I rest my case, Your Honor.
What's the point that you proved? That these
He's
things are not
saying,
true?
no, what he's saying is there's a lot of truths in that, but well, I don't want to speak to him. Scam, can you make your point? Because other people need to hear your point. Make it, please.
If I told you I lost 2 pounds, I stepped on a scale on 189. Whoa, heart disease. That's what you just did. That's what they're doing.
Can you make it more relevant to what he just said so I can follow you and everybody else in the comment section can also?
Well, my point is you can't bring even up something positive without tearing it down with some gloom and doom, the news stats from 1822. It got to be something bad that's going to happen.
They just did this.
This happened. These people got shot in Memphis. All these people here. If that's the point,
Okay,
everybody locked themselves in a dungeon.
So Scam, I understand what you're saying, but what Black Man is saying, this is real stuff. But you're just saying you don't want to be heavy all the time. I get it. I get both people. But sometimes it's like this. Let me just say this, and then Scam, I'm gonna let you make your last point. The truth without love is like a sword. Black Man, I know sometimes we justify things by saying it's the truth, but if a truth is coming without love, it's like a sword. It ain't doing nobody no good. You're just cutting people's heads off. If you want to, if we're looking for change, we got to have empathy and compassion for that truth, because people move for whatever reason. That's what we're not taking the time to get to know. Everything you say is probably correct. There are women, out here doing all types of things. There are men out here doing all types of things. It's not justified. It is definitely truth, but truth is not what's going to save us right now. We got to figure out how we can have compassion and empathy and figure out why these people are moving like this. Why is this the truth?
Security Boss, you're the example. Let me tell you why. Watch this, Scam. Security Boss on this channel, and every time that camera come on, every time Mr. Boss turn that camera on, what does she say negative about anybody? She's positive every day. Every time. Marriage, family, same thing. Marriage, family, marriage, responsibility, accountability, family. And she get drugged through the mud. They talk about how she dressed, how she look, what she say, who she with, and she ain't doing nothing but speaking positivity every day. Every day she don't say nothing to deserve any of that stuff she's getting. But they're dragging her every day based on the fact that they don't like what she say, and she's hitting people. These hit dogs are hollering.
Black Man, when I come over here, I see in the chat a whole bunch of positive messages.
But ask Security Boss, she tell you. That should go right there.
No, Security Boss, I see positive messages. He sees negative.
Well, wait a minute. No, I see both, because we got
exactly.
Wait a minute, but listen, Scam. We got a whole. Listen. We got, this is another show, but Scam is coming from both ways. This is the part that we say we don't know about the real and entertainment, because Robin M is over here, and I know Robin M and I know Sugar Bum. They troll. Should we take them serious? Even yourself, you troll. Should we take you serious? Are you real or are you fake? You could be in my comment section saying something really negative, but I know who Scam is. So this is what we're talking about. Maybe this shouldn't be the place that we troll. Maybe Sugar Bum and Robin should be sincerely trying to fix the problem that they continuously say that we have. If not, then they should just sit back and listen. But if they're sincere and this is what's real to them, I appreciate the fact that they're putting it here, because I don't see this. So if there's an issue that we have to tackle, I want to know what it is so we can address it.
So you're saying on serious channels like yours and other channels, there shouldn't be any trolling when you're trying to be serious, and trolling should be to the panels that are funny or have the, whatever.
Right. If that's the case, but if their trolling is actually real, and then Robin just said, I also say sincere things as well. So I'm saying, if it's real, I don't mind her being here, because this is her disposition. This is where she is. This is the people we need to help. I need to have empathy and compassion to Robin and say, Robin, what's up? What happened? Let's make it better. So Scam, we kind of confused. We're not confused. We're just at an impasse right now. And we're going to come back.
I'll call you later.
We're going to come back. All right. We're going to come back to it. Let's bring the next person up. Let's see who's next. Who we got? We're going to bring up MRM. MRM, how you doing?
I'm doing great, sis. How are y'all doing?
Man, what's going on, my boy?
You all in the back chat, excuse me. We're going to get to you in just a second. Just bear with us. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get there. So, sir, we got to ask you the question because you are a content creator.
Yes.
Real or just entertainment?
On my channel specifically, or you just talking about YouTube
In
period?
general.
YouTube.
Oh man. Most of the part I would say entertaining.
Okay.
I'm talking about as far as people, how people are receiving it. I would say they are receiving it as entertainment, although that the person that might be a content creator is putting it out there to be serious, because it seems as though people cannot differentiate between what they see on TV and what they see on YouTube. You guys mentioned earlier about like, I agree with you that I say this all the time. I said, man, people are living in a state of perception and not reality. Their world is what's on what we call the YouTube or social media streets, but I don't see this out there in the real world. And if I do hear some talking about it, they're talking about what they saw or heard on YouTube versus an actual real life event that they seen personally themselves. So I think a lot of times on YouTube, I see that people are on YouTube that's in the chat or even some on the panels. They're there for the attention without actually intention, if you follow me. So when we bring up certain subjects or matters on there, I know that since I've been doing this for a long time before there was a such thing as YouTube, I can tell when somebody is just there just for the argument's sake versus then we're here to talk because we're trying to bring about what we call a solution. So people can name all these different things of it. What's going on here? What's going on with men? What's going on with women? But when we offer the solution, a lot of them don't want that because I don't want the solution. I just want to keep on talking about how bad men is. I don't want the solution. I just want to keep on talking about how these women won't submit. Let's just keep talking about that because that's, but if you get them a solution, then it's like, okay, do they really want it to be over? You know what I mean? It's almost like two people that are arguing and they don't want to actually arrive to a conclusion. They just want to argue for argument's sake because that's far more entertaining and it gets views and people get to watching that. That's why, like when Black Man mentioned you, wait a minute, this woman talking about being positive. This woman talking about being a good woman. She's talking about being submissive. This woman talking about the man or the leaders. Nobody want to hear all that because that's not entertaining. They're not geared for solutions. They're geared based off of what they've been taught all their lives. And that's to be, look for the negative first. Even with, if you think about the local news and stuff that comes on, they'll sit there and say, coming up, 2 people shot in Chicago. Blah, 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 blah. If it's anything positive, that bad boy get like a 10-second segment. That's it. It's like a young kid goes off to college at 9 years old. But anyway, 16 people were shot, and this is terrible. What do you have on the streets there? Nobody is interviewing that 9-year-old kid locally because they gear us to actually focus on the negative. They feed us negative. That's entertaining. Nobody wants a solution because once it's over, it's over. And then it's like, then what? For them. Having no idea that on this other side of being a good woman and a good man, there's so much fulfillment in life. There's so much purpose in it. But if I can keep you away from getting into that purpose and just keeping you entertained, I can keep you stagnant. I can keep you right there where you at. You will never grow and go anywhere.
Wow. You're right. You are exactly right. I mean, that's it. Black Man, you got something on REM? And
No,
if
man,
I want you. Go ahead.
Okay,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Yeah, good.
No,
It's
no.
good to see you, my brother. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I've been good, man. Been busy. Got a whole lot of, got some extra contracts and stuff from other companies and all that. So we definitely grew. But been super busy with some stuff. Still doing the speaking engagements here and there. Try to, some guys email me and jump on the panels and all this with them and all. So I've been trying my best to kind of go in there and offer my help. And you got, I mean, we're going to keep it real. That, yeah, Sugar Bomb is definitely a troll. Sugar Bomb is a troll. Blackberry, oh my God, I think that's her name. Blackberry.
Bomb Cherry.
Bomb
You
Cherry.
said
Ooh,
Blackberry.
Lord Jesus. Yeah, but I think also, honestly, I mean, I just keep it real. And I mentioned this, and it's not to throw no hate or anything at it. I think a lot of people that get on there and do things like that, they actually are very lonely. They won't tell you that, but when you show up on multiple panels to simply go in there and look at this forehead, look at these dumb folks, look how stupid, they're really lonely. So I mean, even though it's what I call like they're necessary evil in there, you know, you're doing them a purpose, security, even on my channel, even on some of the Manosphere channel, it's doing them a purpose because it's giving them something to actually be a part of, although they might be in there throwing shade.
Wow.
So it still serves a purpose for them. So just keep that in mind. So
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Though.
that is good.
Listen, thank you so much. Did you have shout out your channel? Because we need people over there following you.
Oh, my channel is called Modern Renaissance, man. It is a variety channel. I got medical advice going on there. I got comedy. I'm showing men how to be men before they get into a relationship with a woman. I'm showing people how to change brakes on their cars. I'm doing comedy segments. I'm cooking. I'll do a lot of stuff on my channel. Any type of skill and gift that I've been blessed with, I try to share with folks on their channel. I'm on Instagram as Modern Renaissance Man. The O in modern is a 0. That same thing is for Rumble. I'm on Twitter as The Real Ty Smith. And I'm on TikTok as Modern Renaissance Man with the O in modern being a 0.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yep. You guys be blessed. I'm steady gonna be in the back watching in case y'all have some more folks come up. Or
Yeah, we do got a few back here. We need to move around a little bit, but thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, brother.
absolutely.
Good to see you,
All
man.
right. Ooh, Chris, how are you?
I'm pretty well. How you guys?
Doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Chris, I got to ask you a question. Are you a content creator?
No, I'm not. I'm a long time listener.
Okay. Real just entertainment. What you think?
I think entertainment is real. I think that anywhere you put your attention to and you direct it, it just grows more in the world. I heard somebody talk about perception earlier. I think that in terms of perception, it might just be in your head individually, but the more people perceive that to be also their perception, the more it affects everybody else's perception around them. So I think that entertainment will become reality eventually. It's pretty much becoming everybody's religion too. So
What was that? Say what? What was that last thing you said?
I think entertainment is everybody's religion, and
Religion. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
and pretty much we're all just in the wilderness, so to speak, praising false gods. So
Gosh, wow. We got to do something. Chris, we got to do something about that because we can't just be in the wilderness. We got to find our way.
yeah, I think we just lost. We're gonna be lost for like 5 more generations. Then hopefully everything will change eventually. So.
So you're saying they're gonna all just die away, and then the 144,000 will be left, and then we're gonna start over, right?
I think the
I hear you,
have to
Chris.
ripen. Like I think people have to see things occur and the effects of them, and then people will change their perception of it.
So, Chris, you don't think we've seen enough? There hasn't been enough trauma. No. Ooh, okay.
I think like World War III finna happen eventually, apparently. So, Putin, this guy with his treaty talking about nukes and everything as well. So I think a lot of things are gonna get a lot worse. I think like technology has accelerated everything. So everything is happening exponentially faster, meaning like the way we engage with things, the way we engage with people, our relationships, how we engage with technology, how that affects us. I think it all is going rapidly faster than we can handle.
I agree with that. Because even I live in North Carolina, and y'all probably know that balloon that was flying over. They finally put it down over here in Myrtle Beach. They finally, shot it out the sky. But what is it doing here? Then there were others. We just sleeping though, we just act like none of this stuff is going on. We over here with a war against men and women.
I think our day-to-day our parameters around our day-to-day doesn't make it feel real because it hasn't affected us individually yet. But I think if it happens on a large scale where everybody is seriously affected simultaneously, it will make everybody shift. But I think until then it won't do anything on a large scale.
Chris, how old are you?
I'm 25.
You are such a smart man for 25. Are you married?
I'm not.
Okay, Chris, this is Love Lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I do, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But listen, Chris, I appreciate that. Listen, just tell us, final words. But I appreciate what you're saying because you're not taking this thing for granted. You're paying attention. You definitely have to stay conscious to be in today's time to know what's going on and know what you need to do next. I hope what you're saying about this religion thing is not good, but it's not going to happen. But I do see exactly what you're saying because we don't want to give reverence to the Creator. So I do understand what you're saying.
And you know what's scared about us before he leaves?
Mm-hmm.
Just before he leaves, I agree with him with the religion thing. There are people in the church, the pastor's preaching, and they're on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. And then guess what, too? We identify with whatever we want to identify with now. So, hey, I agree with what he's saying. I just hate the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, that's why we have to be black men. I'm not going to charge Chris with it. He's 25 years old. He's living his life right now. But we have to be that example of people that just may not have a place to be and say, look, this is what needs to happen. We have to do that. You can't. Well, I know I have to. I've been given a job. and I've accepted it. So I know what I got to do. So, but Chris, thank you so much. What are your final words?
I think my final words would be stop letting everything direct your attention in all types of different ways that is making everybody anxious and depressed, because it's like breaking us down and fragmenting us in our minds. I think we should focus on one thing and put all our focus on that one thing, and then let everything flow from there. So I think that's causing a lot of the distress. I wish it would be God, that one thing would be. But I think that we're so focused on all the different things below that everybody is fragmenting all over the place. So I think we should focus more on organizing the way we think.
Okay. So you know what I would call that? And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but this is what I would say to a young person like you, a young woman like you. Build on a relationship with your creator. Get to know him. Start with the relationship and he'll give you what you need.
Yep.
That's how I see it. But I got a question for you before I let you go.
Okay.
So what do you think about this dating scene that's going on now? Do you partake in that, or do you just kind of like,
No, I just got out of a long-term relationship, but I think I learned a lot from it, and I know exactly what I need to do personally, because I'm not where I need to be at either. I think I spend too much time thinking about the things I just talked about, and not enough time putting things into practice and getting my money up and everything. I think that's also important, but I've also been like that for a long time, where I think too abstract about things. I don't pay enough attention to the ground level of stuff. So I think that for now, next 2-3 years, I'm just working on getting my money up and becoming a teacher and going from there.
Write out that plan, brother. Write that plan. You already said it. Write it down. Write that plan. All right, Chris, thank you so much. And thank you for being here. And I hope to see you soon.
No problem. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Jay, Dr. Steele.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Now,
How
you
doing,
know
Black
you've
man?
already answered this
What's
question,
up,
but I'm
Doc?
going to ask you again. Is YouTube real or just entertainment?
Well, again, it depends on the content creator or the person who uploads the video. Every person has a purpose for uploading that video. Some will do it for entertainment purposes. They just put videos out just to put videos out. Just like, I watch these videos on the NFL's best plays or what have you, and that was entertaining.
I see what you're saying.
Or world star hip hop putting garbage out there for entertainment purposes. And then there are the talk shows like this one and others who are out with a very serious purpose. Your purpose is to bring people together, to get people married. That's a very, it's real, but it's also noble. It's a noble purpose as well. But I think it also depends on what the listener is looking for. YouTube have all types of stuff, not just talk shows like this. I can remember when I first heard of YouTube, I was checking out all the different things, and I was just like Scam Likely. My first view of YouTube was entertainment, and then all of a sudden, I ran into a content creator named Danica Marie, and she was talking about some things that really resonated with me, and I was like, wow, and I started taking interest. And of course, through her collaborations, I meet other content creators who think similar, to her, think similar to her, and also be warned about the content creators who can be very dangerous. Content creators who would not resonate with me the first time I saw it. My thing is, if you are a listener, and there are some YouTube channels who are just giving out information. I have a channel myself called Still Mathematics, where all I do is just teach mathematics. That's all I do. You give out information. So, and again, it depends on the purpose of the person who's uploading the video, and also the purpose of the listener listening to it. I mean, let me tell you, you'd be amazed where you have a content creator who has a serious purpose, and yet you see people in the chat room, you're either making positive or negative comments, not having anything to do with the content creator was getting out. So, but me, like I said, I just like to listen because, again, most of the stuff resonated with me. And the last point I want to make is, and I said this before, when you go out there and listen to your content creator, make sure you listen with your critical thinking, listen with common sense.
That's very good. Thank you so much, Dr. Steele.
Thank you.
Have a good day. We're gonna bring some other people up. Mr. J.
How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good, brother. What's
Listen,
going on, man?
is
Yeah, I'm
it
just
real
doing a
or
little-
just entertain? Is it real? Is it real or just entertainment?
I think people perceive what they want to perceive as real at this
Okay.
point day and age. And the reason I'm going to say it like that, and guys, there's no matrix talk. It just is what it is. People
Okay.
can look at 16 and pregnant and laugh at someone's life that this might be actually be happening. But at the same time, but look on the other hand, those shows are actually scripted too, which is really
You think 16 and pregnant is scripted?
yes. So it's not all of it, because I say, listen, if they're filming it like the way they do it is like they film you 24/7 and then they edit a
Oh,
bunch
okay,
of shit out.
I got you. Okay,
That's how
I
it
see what you're
is.
saying.
Because
got you.
I told people, I know a bunch of sisters I went to school with who were pregnant and they didn't even go through half that shit that went through there. Not
I
even
got you.
close, not remotely close.
I see what you're
So
saying.
so that's why I'm saying it's the mindset of the perception. If you're getting what that person is seeing, or if they're seeing something different from what you're trying to see, because we could all just sit here and this could all be a dream for all I freaking know. But I know, bar none, because I'm a guy, I have to go with logic, what is real and what's not real.
Okay.
And the sense of like you'll get, I'll say this, you'll take in what you want to be taken into your head.
Mhm.
And if you don't, then you'll walk away from it
Okay.
and ignore all implausibility. Now, people should receive some YouTube as like TV. I mean, in a sense, I do, but at the same time, I'm not treating this as if like this is like this is daily intake or something like that. Like I don't do that. Like guys, I have books in here for a reason. I walk outside for a reason. I'm not under the idea that like, yo, well, I'm just doing this all for entertainment. So no. Some of y'all have a lot of problems going on with you. And tell me, and the thing is that I've always been taught to raise up to believe is that ignorant and stupid people don't deserve to garner any attention from you. And that's one of the first things that my dad ever taught me.
Wow.
And it took a while to kind of understand that lesson until I got a little bit older, but try to practice and experience some things, people who are ignorant of some things. And then there are people who are actually, intaking the nonsense of what was actually being fed to them.
Okay. So listen.
And that's very hard for some
So
people
Jay,
to
listen.
do it.
Answer this question really quick. So we got a lot of other people waiting. So
I got you,
you
man.
are a actual content creator, right? You still creating your content?
Yes.
Okay. So shout out your channel for me, and then tell me, why did you come to YouTube?
Okay, guys, my channel is Jay Takashi, and guys, like I said, we do anime, we do real topics, we do interviews, we do chill out sessions, and overall, we just do all around just hanging out time, pretty much.
Okay. So you were entertainment.
Yes, I'm more so entertainment, but also I came in here to actually push a message about myself, and to try to put my best foot forward, because like I said, this is on the heels of a friend pushing me and spurring me to do this. Forever, he always, like I said, I told Black Unfiltered, he never shut up about it, and if he's watching this right now, he knows I'm talking about him, but he knows I love him. It's a brother of mine, and he said like, you should do this, as knowledgeable as you are about some things, you should be able to talk about some things. I'm like, I don't know about you do it. I don't know what you're talking about. But I took, I put my best foot forward and I tried giving it a try. I met Black Men Unfiltered, got to meet other people around there. Ricky, like I'm getting talks with him right now, so we're going to be doing something special soon. And Security Boss, I met you through so-called the Police Network. I met you through there because I watched that. I used to watch that channel for a while. That's why I was like, because I didn't know who you were until you came up. I'm like, this sister reminds me of a family member. That's why I came on up. But you asked me why I wanted to do it was because
No, why is in entertainment or real? Like you said it. You answered the question.
Well, I'll say it's weird because it's like a mixture of both because when I do shorts, people are seeing me outside of my house. You guys see, like I said, I'm running errands. I'm actually doing stuff. I'm at a community place to actually help kids. Every once in a blue moon, I like to do that every now and then to help, people. And you're seeing the real me outside of a freaking out of a phone, and then really seeing what I'm doing. Not just be all talk and just actually do the action. Because I've always said actions speak louder than words. Like I'm in my filter might catch me at a fundraiser one day for kids and be like, and actually be one of the staff helping out, and I'll be like, "Oh, he was really telling the truth," and I'm like, "Yep, there's your evidence." But
all right, Jay, we're gonna have to let you go. Thank you so much for being here. Please.
Oh, thank you, sister.
Keep us posted because I got to know about Japan and all that good stuff. So.
Yes, ma'am. You will definitely be the well. You and someone else have to be known about it first. I promised somebody if I was going to go to first, I'll let them know. But you'll be the second person I'll let know. Definitely.
All right. Thank you. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, Mandrell.
Hey, how you doing, Security Boss?
I'm doing good. Real or just entertainment?
I think the content creators are doing it for entertainment purposes, but the danger is that you have a lot of people in the audience who are going to take it seriously. People have a difficult time. If you notice, people have a difficult time deciphering what's real and what's not. You know what I'm saying? For example, take the red pill community, right? I listen to what they say, and it's the reason why I don't even engage in that conversation anymore for red pill stuff. That's not the way I operate in a relationship. Like, and the stuff they're saying is just flat out like false. And I'm just like, what woman's going to put up with that? And then I hear the women talking like, what man's going to put up with that? But for some reason they think it's going to, you hear this, but then you have people in the audience who are just simply looking for answers because in their day-to-day life, they don't have any. There's no one teaching them how to teach. There's no one teaching boys to be men and how to cooperate, how to work with women. No one teaching the girls how to be wives and teaching them how to cooperate with a man. That's just a lost art these days for the most part. So they come here and when they discover this content, they look for answers. And so they actually do contemplate this and put it into practice in real life. And boom.
Wow. You said a lot. Because I think there's some people, I know there are some men that live by red pill.
Good luck to them.
By that.
In real life.
Good luck to them. That whole thing sounds way too stressful to me. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I just know that I know some people that good. Said was like, what?
I'm saying good on them. But the thing is, like, when you hear guys say marriage is not a partnership, I'm like, by definition, that's what you're doing.
What
by
is?
Very they said marriage is not a partnership. I'm like,
it's not.
No, it's not equal. I'll say that. But are you partnering with someone to raise a family? Yes. Are you partnering with someone to build a legacy? Yes. Are you partnering with someone to live out the rest of life with?
A partner,
by definition, that's what you're doing.
No, it's not. A partner is someone that's equal to you. So if you want to be a partner, and you tell, and this is what you need, men need to tell women: you want a partner, be a lesbian.
So you're telling me that a wife and a husband does not share equal agency over their children?
They do not.
Over their businesses.
No,
now, here's the thing: the man is not equal because the man is the head. Now, whether that relationship falls or fails, that is on him. That's the leadership. However, I don't believe in looking at your wife as a subordinate.
I'm gonna do this from a religious standpoint. When I'm judged when I pass and I'm judged in front of God, He's gonna judge me on how I ran my household, my wife and my children.
Okay. You're right, because like I said, it's not equal. Because you are the head.
Right. He's not gonna say, "Hey, where your partner at?" I'm like, hey, she back there somewhere. Come here, baby.
That is your partner, though.
It's not.
Okay,
She's
so-
not. But go
Well,
ahead.
he's-
Maybe you can bring
Well,
some
honestly,
light.
I'll put it to you this way: like in the military, if you're on the SF team, right? If you're in the army, if you're in the SF-A team, right, Alpha team, all of those people on your team are your partners. However, you do have ranking, you do have hierarchy and ranking structure. You know what I'm saying? You have the team captain, you have the team first sergeant, you have the team sergeant. You know what I'm saying? And so on. The rest of them are E6s, right? Staff sergeants. You are partnering with each other to achieve a goal. However, it's not equal because there is a ranking structure. I'll say it's not equal, but yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I think they have the wrong perspective on it.
So wait a minute. So are you open to the fact that you might have the wrong perspective?
I am. You
Okay,
know
so
the
let me-
security boss.
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure that you're open. I don't want to waste words no more on anybody. Okay, partnership. The word partnership goes to business. Do you feel like marriage is a business?
No.
Okay, so the reason why people tell you that marriage is not a partnership is because Adam was in authority. This is the first marriage. Adam was in authority before Eve even got here. He was given dominion and authority over all things before she even got here. She is his helper.
Here
She's
we
not
go.
his partner.
You took it
She
right out
is
of my
his
mouth.
helper.
Okay.
She is there to do what he asks her to do. She's there to avail herself to him, to make herself available to him. The word partnership, by definition, using your words, goes to business. There is no business agreement within a marriage if that's not what you believe. If you believe in a covenant marriage, it is the God, Jesus, man, and woman. There is no partnership there. Now, if you believe in a marriage being a business, contractual, then you would accept that marriage is a business. You know what I'm saying? And some
Yeah,
people
I'm good
do.
with that.
I mean, yeah. If you believe in that, you would say it's a contract, it's a business, it's a partnership. But typically, or by definition, the word partnership goes with a business. So what a marriage is a covenant. It's a promise. It's an agreement that two people have, but the covenant goes to God. They have agreed that this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. It really has nothing to do with each other. It's for them not to, what's the word I want to find? What's the word I want to use, black man? They don't want to disappoint God, the creator. My covenant is with him. This is what I said I would do to and for my husband. I'm in covenant with him. Now, the commitment that I have is to my husband. That's the marriage. I'm supposed to be faithful, respectful, love, submissive to him. He's supposed to love me, cover me, protect, provide for me. It is two equal. The roles are not equal. He's not my partner per se. I understand what you're saying when you say that, but if words matter, then you probably want to know,
Yeah, thank you for clearing that up. Now that I agree with that definition, because like security boss, I have a lady that has my heart these
Okay.
days, and I just want to do it right.
Yeah, but you got to be careful. Not careful. You just have to know your role. Just know your role, and I think you'll do it right. But if
Yeah.
you lessen your role with your verbiage, it you won't move correctly.
Gotcha.
If you know, if you know that you have the authority over it, and your job is to care for her, to be more sacrificial to her than she could ever be to you, then you'll move differently.
Now that I'm with that, I've always understood and known, and I understood that that's what my role as a husband is. You know what I mean? It's a very selfless role. But I hear a lot of people in red pill spaces, and this is the parts I'm talking to, who don't think that way. They think that it's a very selfish message that some of these guys push. I'm just like, no, being a husband is a very selfless role. Like, I look at the way black man moves with his family. And I told him one day, I said, bro, look, go to sleep. You're killing yourself. Too much, you're doing too much stress. I'm sure your family will be okay if you got a few hours of sleep here.
But it's
know
like
what I'm saying?
this.
But I understand as a father and a husband, I understand he has to do these things for the greater good of his family. And that's what that's a part of a husband's job.
It makes everything make sense if we could be in our roles, because like you're the head, you actually head at service too, and then all of it comes back to you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If
I
you
understand.
Yeah, it all comes back.
Like I said, your definition I agree with, and even though I'm not in chat or anything like that, or I don't cam up much, I do constantly watch your content. I do, because I do learn from it. Like, again, never been married before, so I want to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So, like red pill spaces, I'm just like, yeah, a lot of this stuff is just, I mean, fellas, come on.
But listen, Mandrell, to get it right, build that relationship with your creator. Start talking to him. He'll reveal all these things to you.
I have that relationship, but
Yeah,
it
continue on with that.
led me here.
He's the best.
Yeah,
He's the
so
best.
it is.
He's the
But
best.
yeah, thank you. But that's my answer. Is it real? It used to not be, because now you're starting to see these conversations come up outside of YouTube. I never thought I would hear this until I went to the gym Saturday, and then I heard some girls talking about it, and I was like, this is going to be a problem.
So
And then I did a show Wednesday, which is probably, in my opinion, my best show ever so far, by far. And the messages me and Black Man have been getting
are good.
No, they are not. Horrible. Towards me, you know. So I mean, but I'm just like, it's seeping out away from YouTube, and now it's entering into real life. And I think that's the danger of it, because I think we need as few people taking in the wrong information as possible. And it's like I told you last time I was here, that's why you are a needed presence on YouTube and in this space. I wasn't kidding about that. I'm not just trying to flatter you or anything like that. Honestly, we need you in this space. Like, for real. You're essential.
All right. Thank you, Mandrell.
No problem.
We got to keep it moving, but thank you. And I need you to come back. We're going to talk more. We're going to get this thing figured out. So keep listening and keep building relationships. And that's
no problem. Exactly.
All right, my brother.
All right.
Thank you, Mandrell. Oh, let's read this comment really quick. Black Man, you want to respond to it? And then I'll too, if it's me, Miss Doe. She says, if and when roles reverse in marriage, is the man still the head? Injury, infirmity, etc. Absolutely. But go ahead, Black Man.
The day that a man was created, he was a man that had dominion over everything. It doesn't matter if he has one leg, two legs, three fingers, or one elbow. He's still a man. And it doesn't matter if he's down for a little bit and you're making more money than him, he still should be respected as the man. If anything happens, he's still your man, the head of your life and your household, right? We're not going to and vice versa. Let's put it in a different perspective with the woman. You're still in your role. So I have a role to protect you and provide for you. So if you start making more money, should I come to you and say, you know what? You don't need my covering anymore. You're making more money. So when that guy come up on you, you handle it. Or when you disrespect it, you handle it. Or when something breaks around the house, you fix it. No, I have to stay in my role. I'm still a man and I have to be the man. And I was created to be that. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, Ms. Doe, I think he said it all. I know it's probably in the physical looking like, what are you talking about? Because if a man didn't have but one elbow or one leg, he might be, may not be able to help me the way he needs to. But the reality of it goes into mindset. You still respect that man and respect his wishes and his authority, because he still has the ability to speak to his creator. Because remember, he's the one delivering the message. And he may need you a whole lot more now in the physical. He may need you a whole lot more, but if he's still a God-fearing man and he's still relaying that message to him, then he still needs to and deserves to be in that spot. Now, if for some reason he falls away, he still is in that spot. You just got to figure out a way to continue to pray for him and get him back on track and just be an intercessory for him. Go ahead, Black Man. Sorry.
And one of the things that I heard Security Boss say a long time ago that has never left me is when she said, Mr. Boss could be sleeping outside in a cardboard box and it's raining. She's going to be sleeping right there beside him in that box because she still respects him as her husband. I'll never forget that. That's going to stick with me forever.
Homelessness. Yep. We're going to be
It doesn't even
together.
matter. Come on.
Nope. And he's still going to be that man. I'm going to still support him.
Come on, Security Boss.
He's put in too much work for me to say, what I'm going to do? Get here 27 years later and be like, you ain't no man. Come on, y'all.
Come on now.
That doesn't make sense. None at all. So I hope we answered that, Miss Doe. I hope, if you need more information on the situation, because I know sometimes the things we say may seem a little extreme, but once you realize your purpose and your role in your marriage, as a woman or as a man, whoever, you understand it much better. You just have to submit to that. A lot of times we don't want to submit to it. We want to be selfish, and that gets in the way. So Trey, you in my favorite place, Trey.
Yeah, I just on Mondays I meet with the mentee group I
The
told you
boys,
about.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
so instead of just going home, I just rather just stay here. Um, for me, YouTube is entertainment, and it's going to be entertainment. There's about 3 content creators that I actually take seriously because of their actual level of sincerity, and you happen to be one of them. I
Thank you,
actually
Trey.
believe that you're truly coming from a sincere place and you really are trying to help people. But most cases, has anybody ever read the YouTube mission statement? Do you guys even know what it is?
No,
The
I don't.
first the first sentence in the YouTube mission statement is to give everybody a voice. And I'm so happy that Mandrell came on before me because he is a prime example of what YouTube wants, right? They want everybody to have a voice. But the issue is that sometimes there may be some misinformation or there may be some confusion with giving everybody a
Your
voice.
voice.
Do you know how many YouTube channels there are? Anybody, you guys
You
even
said
know?
what, 500 million or whatever?
51 million channels.
51
51
million
million channels. So that's 51 million
voices.
voices. Yeah. So when you have that many voices, there's going to get a lot of stuff is going to get confused in the shuffle, right? There are just going to be people who are here to get their money and get paid. I won't say the name, but I watched another network that had a woman on their panel who was clearly intoxicated and should not have been on the panel, and they should have put her off the panel. Well, why did they keep her on? Entertainment. They knew what exactly, BMU. They knew what was going to happen there. When probably the best thing to do was to get her up off of there because that's what would have saved her, right, from embarrassing herself. So for me, a lot of what I watch is entertainment based. I take everything with a grain of salt that comes out of the mouths of a lot of these creators, content creators, because many of them are hypocrites and liars. They're not living the life that they're actually telling us about on social media, much like many artists. Sierra is a prime example right now, right? Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, all of Megan, all of these, a lot of them are, I mean, even Tupac. Tupac was not living the life he was rapping about. Even a lot of them, they don't do it. So you have to take everything with a grain of salt and understand that there are bigger things at work. And I won't go deep into that whole which community is running this whole thing, but there are a lot of things that are at work because it's about the money, right? And YouTube understands something that MRM was talking about when he was talking about negativity. YouTube understands that negativity brings in dollars. And that's why the news stations say at 11, 15 people shot, details at 11. They lead with that because they know that's what people will watch. And that's what pays the bills. Unfortunately, positivity doesn't pay. It just doesn't pay. Nobody, we're not programmed that way for whatever reason. As human beings, we're not programmed that way to love positivity. And that's what makes your space so unique because I've never seen you get out of character. I've never seen you do things that other people do. It's what makes you unique. And that's why I said you're one of the channels. But for me, it's entertainment only. And me and BMU, we're gonna have a long conversation one day. We're gonna sit down and chop it up. We're gonna
All
chop
right.
it up. Yeah.
Listen, that's going to be a good one. I love that. Listen, I love conversation. I don't like the debates. I want to hear and see what people are thinking. That's the only way we can grow. Because that's the only way we can fix some of these problems. Because if we don't get to know men, if women don't get to know men, we are going to be so lost. Because we're going to always think what y'all should be doing is what we think y'all should do. That's just so far away from the truth. So I appreciate
And,
that.
and,
I want
and
to hear
believe
about
and
the
believe it
conversation.
a lot. There's a lot of layers to us as men. We're not as dense and shallow as people want to make it seem. There's a lot of layers to a lot of guys. A lot of guys have been through a lot of things in their life, which has created, the way that they think and the way that they move because things have happened to them. So yeah, getting to know us is a pretty good start. That's a good start.
You know something? I mentioned that this is what I said the other night. I was on cruise season. I mentioned that with men, and I'm not saying what you're saying is trauma, but I'm gonna use trauma as an example. A lot of times with men, who you really are doesn't come out until you're married, because love like reveals everything. You can't hide yourself when you're in love with a woman and she's catering to you, she's loving on you, she's being vulnerable with you. Then you start talking about all the stuff that happened in your life and how it affected you. Those layers you're talking about, they fall off, they go away, and you like become exactly who that man is you're supposed to be. That is a wonderful thing. And I think most men, a lot of men need to experience that. I think that's a good place to be as a man, because you can be cool. You don't have to, you don't have to walk around with the wall up. You can just be yourself. Know you got somebody that got your back. And it's a place of authority. It really is, because you're owning your life. You're owning who you are. So
I completely agree. I didn't do a deep dive into the relation with a non-existent relationship with my father until my last relationship. That's when I did a deep dive, because she helped me. We had that conversation, and I really started to tell her how I truly felt about him, what I really felt about him. I had never really told anybody about it.
wow.
So I agree with you, SB. I completely agree with you.
That's a good one. You just don't even know. I don't even know where we have those conversations at. That we can't have those conversations like right here. We got to go Patreon or somewhere behind the scenes with that. That is just
Absolutely.
not for the major airways.
Right.
I hate to say it, guys. Y'all got to pay for that.
All right. I'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Trey. We'll see you soon.
All right, Trey. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Ruckus.
Hey,
So,
how's it going, security boss? What's up, black man?
It's
going on,
good.
brother?
It's good. What you think about all this? What do you think about
What I think about all this? I mean, it's necessary. I believe it's necessary to talk about. I'll say this. I think two things can be true at the same time. Real entertainment. But at the end of the day, what I personally ask myself is it valuable? Because there could be entertainment that is valuable. There can be real stuff that is not valuable. There can, and vice versa, right? So, and like yesterday, it kind of dawned on me. It was kind of, just meditating on scripture and just meditating on Philippians chapter 4, where it says, to think on things that are pure, admirable, noble, right, praiseworthy, think upon those things. So I kind of had to navigate within myself, what have I been thinking upon for these last few weeks, and I can say real talk, it's been a lot of just negative stuff, online. It was just so much. It was too much to bear. So, and I kind of just detox. I say, what, I'm going one by one on the list, and just unsubscribing from pretty much 95% of all my YouTube channels that do not bring any value at all. If it is not noble, if it is not praiseworthy, if it is not admirable, then what am I doing?
Why am I
with it?
here?
Why
Yeah.
am I here? You get what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, my time is too valuable. We have to be redeeming the time, and my time is too valuable to just waste my time on nonsense. Right. So I think that's the question that people should be asking. How valuable is the information that you're taking? How is it impacting you? Right. So yeah.
You know what? And in what you was reading right before that in Philippians 2, it talks about how you're supposed to treat someone as yourself, better than yourself. No manipulation. This is not what we do. You care for other people. Because I was actually in Philippians 2, and I was, because I think about how I was thinking about this, because if this is entertainment, are we manipulating people to think a certain way? Let me tell y'all what brought this all out, y'all. Y'all know when they was talking about whores being healers. I had to sit back and be like, okay, wait a minute, God. Did we just allow somebody to say this? Is this okay? Lord help me. But when you lead with deceit and oh boy.
And that even what you just said right there, leading with deceit, right? Colossians talks about that. Says,
it was hurting my head.
Come on, Rucker. Come on now.
It
I'm
talks
listening.
about that. It says, see to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, rather than on Christ. Right?
And we listened to it, y'all. Did this for a minute. We heard it, and I was like, "What did I just hear? Did I walk in?" And this is the bad part about it. You walk in and you question what you heard, but you can't leave yet because you're like, "This has got to be a joke." And you kept listening, and I was like, "Okay, wait a minute. Did he just say hoes or healers?" I had to come and tell Black Man about it. Black Man, am I kidding? I'm telling the truth.
Hoes are healers.
What? No,
Yeah, I
listen.
could.
Had us in here thinking like, for real, could a hoe really be a
Be a
healer?
healer?
Do
You
we
start
have it
thinking
wrong?
about it.
I'm not kidding. I said, oh my God, we allowing this to people hear this. People hear this. I
Yeah.
was panicking for a minute. I
The
was
next,
like,
day, all the hoes had
Yeah,
oil in their hands.
yeah, they're getting into their feelings, and it's you know what's crazy? It's kind of just observing the space, right? The whole YouTube space, because I first got into the YouTube space for valuable information, you know, to kind of learn how to get my financial situation a little bit better, and so forth. And I started listening to Anton, so it was more for real life stuff that I was dealing with. And then just came the entertainment aspect of it, right? So but I'm realizing this is it's like a science experiment. People go outside into the real world, they can't control the variables. They can only do observational studies, right? There's variables that you can't understand, there's variables that you can't control. So what tends to happen is that they'll take a model of real life out the outside world that they're interacting with. They'll take a model of that and bring it into the YouTube world, where they can manipulate the variables, they can manipulate the model, they can, you know, do all these things in order to try to make sense of what they see in real life time. And sometimes it could be great information, because I think everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are just trying to make sense of the world, and make sense of what they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis and why things happen. But other times people are just so manipulative, they just manipulate everything, and they just give us so much trash information that is like, man, you know, like, but you know, at the same time, is kind of is what they do, you know, to for money purpose, whatever purpose it is. I'm not here to judge their intentions, but it's just interesting to see that dynamics. You know, I kind of just compare it to that, to like a science experiment.
it's very interesting because sometimes but see, it's interesting, then it's scary. And the reason why it's scary is we have a whole, well, for me, I got two whole generations coming behind me that need some real information.
Yeah.
We got young men that need some real information. They need to know what their purpose originally was. Okay, I
Correct.
know sin entered, I know some things changed, but if I'm adding to the change that you never even knew about, then
Mm,
what am I going to get?
mm,
Because even though there are a lot of single women having kids and they can't having boy babies and they can't raise them, of course, we can't stay in this position forever. Not every man has to succumb to that, even though he lived in it. Do y'all know what I mean by that? Just because my situation was gloom, that doesn't mean it has to stay that way.
exactly.
There's a black man, there's a ruckus somewhere waiting for that young boy that didn't get what he needed to get as a child. You get
Mm,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But what if we start giving it the other message? Boy, you didn't know that Hose was a healer.
Oh man, no, no, no. Oh
And he
man.
started thinking, because remember, he has nothing else to go on. It's like, oh my God, did we just?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
It,
talking about. That's why I get real. That's why I'm saying it's just real or just entertainment. But if we can see that, if a person has the ability to see that just as entertainment, like I do, I can laugh about it and, be like, man, that's crazy. But can everybody? Can
mm.
all young men? Because it's almost like a gathering. At this particular gathering, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna laugh, and this is what's gonna come out. If we thinking that stuff don't influence young folks, we are kidding ourselves. It is very real to them.
But you
It's
know what's
very
interesting,
real.
security boss, is that they they said that, right? But if you take away what they said, life, if you look at the music videos that they have going on, high school, colleges, and everything, that's what they actually really believe, because they believe that sex and all these things outside of the context of marriage is going to heal you, is going to fill that void that you truly have inside of your soul, right? And we know that's not true.
No, but that is real true because that's what women think.
Yeah.
Women think that the man that they lay with love them. He loves them
Well,
because
yeah,
they are
that's true.
hitting that
Yeah.
emotional vulnerability that comes within your vagina is being met.
Hmm.
It's being met. There's no logic behind it, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
And he may even tell you he love you. So guess what? That high you get when you're having sex as a woman and you're receiving it, when that man leaves, she is looking for that high and every other man that she's with, and it's nothing but building on that trauma. it's just like she's getting high every time. Baby number 1 comes, baby number 2 comes, up to sometimes 5 kids, and she's still feeding that trauma because she's still looking to feel good. She's still trying to be loved.
Yeah. Amen.
So there was no healing in it. It was
Yeah.
straight trauma and wrong. And she's not waking up. She's not
No,
waking up.
that's
So
true.
it is a real thing, but it's a crazy. I get it. This is
It's
what I'm
just
saying.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that the fact that there's just a terror was it was
It,
crazy
it
when I
is.
heard that.
It's like almost a drug. It is a drug, y'all.
It's a drug, yeah.
That's why God made it feel so good,
Mhm.
because he meant for it. He meant
It's
for it
like
to go on.
Scripture talks about that. Let in Proverbs, let the wife of your youth satisfy you with her breasts,
Rest.
right? And the
Heck,
thing
oh,
is,
you
and
preaching tonight.
you know what I mean? It's great because this is what I've mentioned many times before. Beauty to a man is it's almost it's intoxicating, right?
Yep.
It can make you intoxicated like alcohol.
Mhm.
But God meant for you to enjoy that in the context with your wife, with your wife. And
That's why
it's
we
okay.
talk about
And it's okay to enjoy your wife. It's okay to be happy with your wife. It's okay to be considerate to your wife, because guess what? If you're not considerate with your wife, your prayers won't even be answered. And even
Listen.
and I'll blow the top off with this one, because we understand, the Bible is the biggest red pill book, what they say, right? But I
Right.
blow the
Yes.
because of how, the structure of the hierarchy with man being the head and so forth. But I give them a little curveball with this scripture in Deuteronomy 24, where I posted it earlier today. It says, if a man has recently married, he must not be sent to war or have any other duties laid upon him. For 1 year, he is to be free to stay home and bring happiness to the wife that he
Wife.
has married.
That's
Now,
it.
you know what I mean? Like, it's just that enjoyment of the company with your newly wife. Enjoy your wife. You're one with your wife. You're one with the one that God has sent to you. Enjoy that. It's okay to enjoy that. But people will say, oh, nah, you're too blue pill. You blue pill for that. Like, no,
They're
we're
not going
not.
to even say that because they're not going to even know it. They're not going to even hear it because nobody's talking about it.
They're not. They're not.
Because
And
you're supposed to get enjoyment everywhere else.
exactly. And you know
Everywhere
what's funny?
else.
You know what's funny is, like I say this, like when my wife and I we go on our date nights, I promise you, security boss. I wish you guys were in Miami so we can go out and just have a good time and talk. But man, when my wife and I we go out, I promise you, there is not one time where somebody does not come up to us and ask us, "Wow, you guys are so beautiful together. How long have you been dating?" We're
Right.
like, "Nah, we've been married. We're about to be hitting 8 years now." They're
Right.
like, oh my goodness, you guys such a beautiful couple. The way you interact with each other, the whole, everything, and it's just that reciprocation, right? Me loving my wife like Christ loved the church, her submitting to me as she submits unto the Lord. It's just once you have that dynamic, it just naturally flows,
And it's not a fight. It's
and
not a fight.
it's not a fight, and we have to model that to society, because I think that's what's missing in this world is modeling what a biblical godly marriage looks like, because it's not dull at all. It is exciting, it is passionate, it is fiery, you have all the emotions in there. You get what I mean? So that's I know I took up a lot of time, but I mean, I just had all that stuff to say because I think it's very necessary. What you're doing, security boss, what you guys are doing, black man, it's necessary in this space, and that's why I left you. I have to follow you, black man. I didn't know you had I didn't think you had a channel. So I'm actually going to follow you. So I only have 10 channels that I'm following. So black man, you'll be number 11. So I'm being very intentional who I follow.
Be
Appreciate you, brother.
intentional. Be intentional. Thank you so much, Ruckus. And listen, I
It's all
appreciate
okay,
you.
great.
I'm sorry. Say that.
No, I was gonna say something to him real quick. Hey, you know what,
Oh.
Ruckus? It would be great to find other married men like yourself.
Yep.
And have that Bible conversation connecting those two things together. Right? Because I think that's the foundation that's cracked, that nobody's paying attention to. Everything is me now. It's not about foundation. It's not about connecting to anything above us. It's all about what we can see here, but it's way more than that. So, man, I would love to do that with you, brother, if you're interested in doing that.
Yeah, I'm definitely down, man. I mean, I'll go ahead and follow you if you want. Let me put. Do you want my email address? You
Yeah, I'll
want my
give you
cell phone
mine.
number?
Yeah, I'll give you mine. You just send it to me. blackmenunfiltered@gmail.com. That's it.
Let me put this here. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Wow, this has been very good.
Yeah.
So, Ruckus, I appreciate you. I want you to go ahead and take care of that information. But we're gonna do these 3 super chats, and we're gonna be out of here, black man.
Absolutely.
Black man
Thank you so
unfiltered
much for
at
being
Gmail,
here.
right?
Yeah, blackmenunfiltered@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect.
So Mike
Thank you,
Dub,
brother.
thank you so much for your $5 super chat.
Appreciate
He
you, brother.
says, all right, thank you, Ruckus. He says, I do. My wife is due in July. Baby number 2. Whoop, I think. Congratulations, Mike. Christopher Lee, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. And he says, Black man unfiltered with a master's in translating ratchetness. That's what that's what Black man, you're too smart, man.
Appreciate you, boy.
Mike, let's see. Thank you so much for your $5 chat. YouTube is both entertaining and is also real. It is like a man and a woman with different mindset of the world. It's all energy based. Wow. Yeah, this is amazing that he said that. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
People usually don't even give. We're not. A lot of people don't even give energy a place. You know that they don't see it. They don't see it that way. You know what I mean by that? Energy is what it's all about.
Yep, that's it.
That's what it really is. So this has been good, Black man. We went from A to Z. We went all the way around the world. I appreciate you so much. You got something you want to shout out because of our parting words? Did you want to leave with us?
No, I just guys, on the way out, just all seriousness. I know we smile a lot, but I think marriage is the foundation of everything. I think that even God, when he created Adam, he said, you know what? He ain't gonna be right. I need to give him somebody that's gonna help him. And
you
so
say he ain't gonna be right.
No, he ain't gonna be right. So let me give him somebody that's gonna help him. And I think that the infrastructure of marriage is the foundation. I think sex is the journey. And I think that when you take that journey, it should be with someone that God has for you. And I don't mean to insult anybody by saying, women, please preserve yourselves, because the more you preserve yourselves, the better it is that God can use you to bring you to the man that is going to choose you instead of you choosing him. God works very well in the clean temple. That's all I have.
Wow. I kind of like you said, sex is the journey.
Mm-hmm.
That was
marriage.
good.
Marriage is the foundation. Sex is the journey. Damn, I need to write that down. It just came
Let me
out.
go ahead and jot that down right now. Marriage. Marriage is the foundation.
Marriage is the foundation. Sex
and
is the
sex
journey.
is the journey. So where we going?
You're creating more life, more babies, nuclear family, togetherness.
I like that.
Yes. The journey of watching your kids grow up, watching them become productive citizens and productive husbands and wives. It's a journey that you
Black
look
Lexicon says, listen, with the right mate.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get to it, Black man.
Yep.
I feel like everybody's in the right place mentally almost.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. A good amount of people where we need to start actually putting this to work.
Right.
This has been good, y'all. Listen, comment section. I appreciate y'all so much. If you have not yet given us the thumbs up as you come into the live, it's not too late. You can go ahead and recap and look at the replay and still give us a thumb up. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the show. Remember, marriage is an option. You know, and guess what? Marriage is the foundation and sex is the journey, and everybody wants to go on a journey.
Come on.
Listen, I will be back on Wednesday night at cruise season. But until then, Black man, when you coming back? Tomorrow?
Tuesday, yes. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in. We'll see you then.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But I am to the core. You want the whole damn thing, then you asking for more. You want that old jive swing, you take up all of the floor. I'm fine with standing at the edge of the door. You be the life of the party. I blend in with the core. You drink it all to Bacardi. Till the bottles no more. Let's take it back for this started. You want the love, I don't got it. Got my soul on the road. You screaming, stay, please don't go. Don't think it's in me to listen to flow. It's so different with distance we roam into zones where nothing get hurt anymore. I just wish I was home when I stepped through front door, but instead I'm alone and completely unsure. And even though you're screaming out with the best of intentions, I don't get it. Why do you always gotta ask me to stay? Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. Say, why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. See, I've been lost in my thoughts, and my thoughts they too scared to usher off. Sorry, Mom, I just thought you were my world. Now you're not. And I'm just sitting, smoking, sloping in the days, cause my days ain't been the same since I drove your away. I remember the way you wrote letters in blue ink. You and me was in love. Think about what your crew think. I know your moms probably think I'm a bastard. Your pops probably want to beat my to death and take a in my casket. But I got sick of fighting, bickering, fussing over nothing, cussing. Instead of watching the death of discussions that we once had, days that we once spent in the backseat of our cars, reading poets at sunset. It's funny how love can fall out the foreground, get pushed into the back of your mind. We used to twist a spliff and laugh and relax. Are you crying? And I'm trying to find the reasons, so I ask, does forever ever happen, or is it always fade to black? I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road. I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road.